Unmute. Just chatting. There we go. Hi, everybody. I know I'm alive before 8 p.m. This is my last stream before I go on my little hiatus. So, yeah, I really wanted to cover this before I went away for like a week or two. But thank you for joining, everybody. And Jinx, I seen your comment earlier. I've been a drama tuber for about a year now. I've been talking about this type of shit for a while. Who are you? You can't be Lum, not at this hour. I do wake up this early. I'm just at work normally. But hello, everybody. Today we are going to be going over the DeathBl00ms callout document. This popped up about 2 days ago. And when I initially retweeted it, it was not getting any, not much attention at all, which kind of pissed me off. So then I quote retweeted it, and then, I don't have any influence, but, it eventually took off. And I'm happy that more people are seeing this. Because don't forget, everybody, men can be victims too for sexual harassment, sexual assault, manipulation, everything. And today I am joined by the creator of the document, Killer Saw VT.
Hello.
And I will be reading through the entire document, including the screenshots, and then we will be watching DeathBl00ms VOD trying to defend herself. Mm-hmm. And it did not go very well at all, dear God.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there so much drama in the VTuber sphere? Because it's basically like high school all over again. Hey there, Lumi, joining from Kick. Hello, how are you?
So, I want to state this before we get started. Lum asked me to be here, and I am here to represent the victims. I am not trying to farm content out of this. I am only doing this to get us traction and to get the doc support and maybe provide further context when it comes to DeathBl00ms' response, because I do have a lot to say on it.
And I figured that I would just DM him and, ask if I can cover this, because I normally don't ask people if I can cover things because, it's public, I'm going to cover it anyway. But something in my gut said DM this man, and I'm happy that he decided to come along and join. Because I'm sure there's things that I'll see and then be like, huh, I don't know what this means, but you know what, we'll just keep going on. So I'm happy he's here to provide clarification for some things.
Of course.
And just for everyone to know, for those who decide to throw in some super chats or whatever, all alerts have been shut off. So those won't be popping up everywhere. Let me know if my background music is too much, because, that's annoying. And I will get through super chats probably closer to the end of stream, unless they are ungodly amounts of money, and then I will acknowledge you right away, because otherwise that's just terrible. Let's see. The hair is down, things are getting real. Yes. Alright, so we will start with the top of the document. And for those of you who don't know who DeathBl00ms is, she is a... I think she does ASMR and lewd tubing. I only know about her a little bit because she was on my Twitch recommended, what, a few months ago?
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of faded away from watching her streams because time zones don't work out. But, dear Lord, I never thought allegations like this would come out, but, it is what it is. Oh, so she's another degenerate? I mean, not all degenerates are like this. I'm a degenerate. You guys seen what I enjoy in fiction and all that. I am not a pure angel. Don't forget, I like Guro. So it's fine. Not all degenerates are like this. Alright. We'll start at the top, and for those of you who would like to join along on YouTube, there is a link to the document down in the description. And for those of you on Twitch, just ask for the link. I will drop it in chat as well.
You can also share your screen. I would really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't want to share VTube Studio. This one.
Yes, show me the green screen scene. Okay.
Alright. The truth about DeathBl00ms. Introduction. My name is Killer Saw VT. You might not know who I am, but I hope this doesn't make you discount the things I'm about to share with you about the VTuber known as DeathBl00ms. This has been a document that I've been putting off making for a very, very long time. I have wanted to come out about my experiences with DeathBl00ms since around August 2022. I initially did not want to make a statement about my negative experiences with her, as I felt as it was my own personal drama that I had to deal with on my own, and would rather keep to myself, so I can move on. I also put this document off due to fear of me potentially being harassed by members of her own community. However, with the recent knowledge I have gathered over the course of the past 2 years, I have no choice, as now I know I'm not the only victim. Disclaimer. The purpose of this document is to create awareness and hold DeathBl00ms accountable for her actions. This is not a witch hunt. This is her victims telling their stories. So please be respectful and do not harass anyone. This includes DeathBl00ms. Additionally,
So I do want to state this. So I condone anyone that has harassed DeathBl00ms over this. It only makes the other victims look bad. So if you have sent a hate message to DeathBl00ms, please fucking stop.
Sending harassment to anyone is absolutely cringe. Don't do that.
Yep.
Unless they actually deserve harassment, and that's only very, very few people. Like that one chick who's going around Twitch right now saying that vets deserve PTSD and everything. You can harass her, but don't harass DeathBl00ms because this is not that.
It only makes us look worse.
Additionally, the evidence gathered is sparse. It is very difficult to get a lot of ironclad accounts because getting a hold of victims has been hard, and a lot of conversations happen in VC. I don't want this to be a he said, she said situation, but all I can do is ask everyone to read this document carefully and make up their own mind. On to the allegations. DeathBl00ms has used multiple male VTubers, including myself, in order to cheat on her potentially former partner. Which, to clarify, it's not former, they are still together.
Yeah, so, we'll get into the response, but we have been made aware that DeathBl00ms' partner knew about this for apparently the whole time, and potentially even longer before my experience. From the apology stream she did, or, well, I wouldn't even call it an apology. So I think it's very important to point that out. So they quashed the cheating allegations, but arguably the alternative of them cheating is fucking worse. So
yeah. At no point has she fully disclosed or told the entire truth about the circumstances of her relationship. She did this so she can get sexual favors out of people. And to add on to that, like, okay, if someone is flirting with you or, like, you know, any of that, it's not rude to ask, hey, do you have a boyfriend? Or, hey, are you talking to other people? Please, if something in your gut is telling you, ask the stupid question, because sure, if someone says, oh, that's rude, why would you ask that? They're hiding something. 9 times out of 10, they're hiding something. And that's just out of like, out of things that I have heard from other dudes. Like, there is no wrong question when, in terms of, like, you know, e-dating or flirting or anything like that. No such thing as wrong questions besides, how much do you weigh? That's just rude. Alright, note. During our flirty interactions, she never once gave me any indication she was poly or any form of non-monogamous.
Yeah, so another thing to add to that. So that is just in particular my case. There have been cases where she has said she is poly, like that are recent, but then there are cases that go back about a year where she didn't say she was poly and she wanted to leave her partner for someone else. Which that is Jesus.
And it's just like, we'll talk about this more when we watch her VOD. But
Yeah.
the way, like, the way that she would say, oh, I'm poly, or whatever, that's not poly. That's just called an open relationship at that point. Because polyamory has communications between all parties, not just one.
Well, like, even if you are in an open relationship, you still have to let your partner know.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't even like a discussion of like a relation. It doesn't matter the relationship dynamic, whether it's monogamous, poly, or not. You have to communicate with your partner no matter what kind of relationship you're in.
Yeah. It's like,
and when
unless...
and when you're disregarding your partner's feelings, then that's when it starts to get dicey.
And it's like, unless there was a, like, oh yeah, you have this hall pass, go do whatever, then it's completely different. But that's getting into, like, things in a relationship that's already dooming that relationship to fail type of thing. But that's neither here nor there. It's
so
just...
I want to respond to one of the YouTube questions. Did she ever specifically say she was monogamous? In my interactions with her, yes. She had said she had a partner. Well, okay. So, from my interactions with her, we'll get into my experience in particular, but let's just say that she basically likened him to a roommate that she dated for like 2 months.
And
so,
you know, it's like, at that point, why doesn't she just go for the whole friends with benefits type thing? Because that would save a lot of headache. But
there's nothing wrong with that. Just give consent.
I don't know. People are wild. Like, I personally, it's like, I get why some people do the whole poly thing. I don't understand it, because literally every person that I've ever seen do, like, poly relationships, those usually crash and burn in like 1 to 2 years, because then something within the poly group thing turns toxic, then like jealousy and stuff, and like, oh boy. But that's just
me. Usually poly primarily works for neurodivergent people, like from a psychological perspective, because like you have years. A lot of these cases go back like 2 years. Some that so after I published this doc, I've received dozens, like about a dozen and a half of people that have come forward with me about their stories. I'm not going to mention any of their stories because for one, I think that would be irresponsible of me, because that's their story to tell, and I've said my piece. So I want to clarify that. There's always a jealousy dynamic or an uneven power dynamic. Yeah, and that's usually because like they're not like caring. Like, poly is not for everyone, and I'm not condoning like using poly. Like, for example, me and my wife are in an open marriage, but at the same at the same time, whenever I have a new partner or like a new sexual partner, usually my wife knows them beforehand. Like, we actively talk about it and we communicate, and that's something that DeathBl00ms did not do with me. So,
well, one of these days, I definitely want to do like a whole separate stream just looking at like different non-monogamous relationships and stuff, because that entire thing is fascinating. I would love to see the psychology behind that, but that's a different stream. But right now we will continue on with this. Do you want to read your own experience, or would you like me to?
I can do it.
Okay.
So how do I know this? Back when DeathBl00ms and I had periodically had very flirty and intimate interactions online with each other, she was allegedly living with a roommate, and I was led to believe she had dated for only 2 months. I was led on constantly by her as she kept insisting that she wanted to date me and would leave her bad relationship for me. And basically the reason why I included that in was because DeathBl00ms, in every interaction I had with her, would change stories of whether or not she was in a bad relationship or that they were separated or not. It kept flip-flopping between the two, and I didn't know what to make of it. So that's when I started to get suspicious. And she kept me at arm's length at the same time, and that's when I started to get suspicious. So I had an anonymous friend that I will not mention look into her to see if my suspicions were confirmed. And my friend ended up having a call with DeathBl00ms, and where they found out that she had been dating her partner for almost 3 years. And this is the conversation that happened after that call.
I can read your friend's part, just so you're not talking to yourself.
Read my friend's part, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why I've been confused and conflicted. Plus, she told me they were only dating for 2 months.
What? She told me they have been dating for 3 years. He's half German. They are visiting his family in Germany. I don't think she lied to me because she has no reason to, so she lied to you.
So from indications from like screenshots from Instagram, they didn't end up going to Germany. So that confirms that yes, this is 100% fucking true. This is the one time where DeathBl00ms is actually telling the truth that I can think of. So afterwards, my friend would inquire to another person who was a longtime friend of theirs to gather more context, because apparently they had known DeathBl00ms like for about 8 months. And they would come to find out that this person was another victim of hers.
Oh shit.
So I'm not going to mention who this is, but this person had apparently had flirty with interactions with Blooms about 8 months prior to me meeting him or meeting her, and talking and had basically talked about dating, but they never actually dated. And apparently he also experienced many of the same behaviors that I did. And he basically, this person hates DeathBl00ms with a passion, and honestly, I don't blame him. And afterwards, I decided to cut ties with DeathBl00ms. I could have confronted her, I'll admit here, but after being gaslit and manipulated for so long, I couldn't trust anything that came out of her mouth.
Mm.
So I decided to cut ties with her, and I just blocked her initially on Twitter. But she would try to get answers out of me by trying to contact me on every platform. I remember she tried to contact me over TikTok using an old account I don't think she has anymore. She tried to contact me on Discord. She tried to contact me on Twitter. I think she even tried to message me on Twitch Whispers, but I don't think that's actually true. So take that for what you will. And that is DeathBl00ms' last message to me. She said, "Killer, I do not know what I said that you've to you that you've been ghosting me, and I'm sorry if I've hurt you, but I wish you good luck with your donathon," because I was doing a donathon at the time. "Goodbye." And that comes across as very dismissive, that she's acting like she didn't know what she did wrong, and when I think she knew what she did wrong, and I think she still knows what she did wrong. And this was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my VTuber career, and it's caused me to have genuine nightmares about it, because I don't want people messing with me like this. And it's forced me to keep a lot of friends in the VTuber community at arm's length because of that. Because I saw how large DeathBl00ms was getting and how she was. And knowing this knowledge, it was stressful in and of itself, and it left me scarred. I didn't know what to do, and I was scared. And that's one reason, another reason why, yeah, I had nightmares about it. Bro, I had nightmares. I legit I've been traumatized. My wife will tell you, I've cried to sleep multiple nights. Like it broke her heart every time because I would constantly feel like I was the bad guy because I felt like no one would listen to me. And it was hard. Making this doc was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life.
And it's like, everyone, don't forget, people process things that they go through differently. Some people shut down, some people get very emotional and stuff. Like me personally, I completely shut down. Some people have seen this with some recent things that happened in the VTuber sphere. I shut down. I don't say really anything to anybody. I cut myself off until I feel better.
Yeah. Well, so Video Synth, I have what is called, I'm not gonna try to excuse the fact, but I have autism, so I process different emotions differently than others. I didn't know how to process this. To be honest, I still don't know how to process it.
You know, this
because I genuinely liked her and I thought I could have a relationship with her, and maybe that was naive and stupid, but I feel valid in faulting her for purposely leading me on in order to stroke her own ego. And it took me a lot of effort from friends and my wife to help me get back to a place where I feel comfortable getting close to others again. Like
this definitely reminds me of some other docs that I went through, because every single person who has ever said like they have a hard time reading people over text or even sometimes over voice calls with tonalities, because tones are sometimes hard for some people to, like, you know, understand without seeing a face with it. It's usually the people that have autism who need that little bit of extra explanation, because I have a lot of friends who have autism. I never even really noticed that before until now, but sometimes I have to re-clarify a lot of things, even though I think that I was already very straightforward with it. But
like, as an example, my wife has tried to explain how she has executive dysfunction, but I wasn't, like, every time she explained it, she did it in a way that I didn't understand. So, and then it took my one of my friends and a couple of other people to come together to be like, hey, this is actually a real thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. And I felt really bad. Sorry, honey. I didn't. And if you're watching the stream, I apologize. Like, it was a very enlightening experience, because yeah, but like, if it wasn't for my wife and the friends I've made and the victims who had the courage to speak out, this doc would have never been made.
Like I said before, I am very, very proud of you and the others who decided to tell their stories. And for anyone who may be listening in or watch the VOD of this, if you want your stories to also be told or read out anonymously and stuff, I will be more than happy to do that for you guys. Whether if it's like sending me an email on a burner account or going through Killer and have him forward anything that you want to share, I am more than willing to do that. Alright. Did you just start? Sorry, I'm a bit late. We just got through Killer's experience with DeathBl00ms. We're about to start with the others. Let's see, where were we? Alright. DeathBl00ms partner and other victims. An anonymous source has shared with me several victims of death blooms who have all agreed to remain anonymous for the sake of this document, and therefore have been censored. Even if you can figure out who these people are, I encourage you not to contact them or spread their names around. Their accounts are incredibly important for this document, and they are very brave for sharing their experiences and agreeing to have them made public. These screenshots reveal a history of sexually manipulative behavior and unprofessionalism. They also indicate several instances where DeathBl00ms have cheated on her partner or has lied to people to believe she has no partner. The partner. First off, let me introduce you to DeathBl00ms' partner. Note the dates as well. These posts are all made on a public Instagram account that is owned and linked to DeathBl00ms' other social media accounts. It takes surprisingly little effort to find. And to clarify for anyone who may be like, oh, little digging means blah, 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 blah. It's linked directly on her YouTube. So, it's public. It's right there. So, don't be all bad about that.
So I'm not doxing her. Like, she's shown her real face. Like, Darcy's been a part of her community for a long time. He's been featured on her face cam streams. I even have the clip, if you would like to see it, of him dressed up as Lady Dimitrescu. Like, I can actually just send that to you right now so you can watch it.
Okay.
1 second, let me try to find it. I believe this stream was back in like 2021, because I think like DeathBl00ms went full VTuber in like 2022. Let me see if I can find it.
Honestly, hate the word partner. Also, no one pinged Discord if a mod wants to do that. The Discord should have been pinged when I went live. Or wait, hold on, no, because I didn't want it to do it at everyone, because I know people hate constant at everyone pings because it makes me feel bad.
Okay, so sending it in Discord now. And this clip is also public on DeathBl00ms' account. She might have deleted it, so like it's being shown here. But yeah, so in that clip, that's Darcy. You can download it and share it with stream, so that they can see it.
I wish Discord had like a in-app player where you don't have to download it. Oh. Alright, let me switch windows. Give me a second. I usually don't just show these the other screens. Window capture, Microsoft Media Player. There we go. Alright. So yeah, this is DeathBl00ms and her boyfriend, partner. I don't think there's a... Oh, yeah, the audio is just low.
Darcina. Darcina.
Darcy, ich bin Darcina Dimitrescu.
Why don't you voice change?
I don't know. I'm fucking.
He's embarrassed right
very
now.
Embarrassed. It's well worth it.
You see those guys? Stop showing your underarms. Oh, what?
Yeah, this is from just last year.
No, wait, this was last year?
Yeah, 10/9/23.
Huh, that's funny.
Oh yeah. There we go.
I thought this was actually 2021. I didn't even notice that.
Nope, time goes by way too fast, I swear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought this was like 2022. I or 2021. Where do you see the date for it?
Oh, is it just? Oh, I think it's that's just the download date.
Yeah, no, that's the
Oh,
that's the
okay.
download date.
That's the
not
download date?
not a.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't. So I don't want anyone to insult Darcy. Here's the thing: a lot of people were calling him a cuck on Twitter, and I don't fully agree with that. Because he could potentially still be a victim just as much as everyone else.
I'm trying to see if I can find any dates on here. There's no dates, but I'm sure people can very quickly dig anything up. Let's see, when did Resident Evil's Village come out again? Not Village. 7. Or whenever Lady Demetress came out, whatever game that was.
That was Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village.
I'm sure probably whenever that came out, that's when the video... Oh, when that happened. Village? Okay, let's see. Resident Village. Yeah, so it probably about Halloween of 2021 then. Okay. That's just my guess. I'm not a wizard. I don't know things.
Yeah. So 2021, like that was around the time of
Okay. Let us continue then. Alright, so this post was made November 15th, 2020. Happy days come one after the other when you find the one. I would have never known that on this very day a year ago, so they got together in 2019. Excuse me. A year ago, this one person would step into my life, changing my reality completely. You know, made a major out of my comfort zone decisions because of this one by my side. Honestly, he is the beginning of my happy days, and I can't wait for the continuation of an amazing life. Parkours? I don't know. With him. The showing off time. This was the first improvised homemade photo shoot I took of us and waited a year to flex to the world that we're so happy in our relationship. So thankful for the most loving partner I could ever ask for. Happy 1 year, his name. And then another post from 2021 on New Year's, welcoming the new year with love year. Another post, Happy New Year 2023. Another year added to our story, and I would go through all the ups and downs this upcoming year has to offer. Let's create more memories together, my partner in crime. I love you, Darcy. And then another one from their trip to Europe in 2023. This is Darcy and the Mage.
I want to make it important to note that the reason why the Instagram is actually censored is 1, so DeathBl00ms doesn't get harassed, and 2, the Instagram account has DeathBl00ms' real name, or like I think it's their real name. I'm not sure. So I don't want to, because I don't want people to dox DeathBl00ms. Like that will only make the rest of us look bad. So
rule number 1 for all content creators: don't link your Instagram to your Facebook, because then it will lock them together.
Yeah, because that's not. Yeah.
All right. This is Darcy and the Mage. I think I pronounced his name correctly. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Darcy and the Mage is his full name. Or, well, that's his username anyway.
DeathBl00ms partner of 4 years. Again, this is all public on her Instagram account, but I decided to censor the name as a safety measure. On top of that, Darcian has made appearances on DeathBl00ms stream before, so his name is not entirely unknown. He has been a facecam he has been in a facecam stream in 2021, dressed up as Lady Dimitrescu.
Which is the clip I just linked to you.
While the Instagram account is not incredibly active, Bloom still posts there from time to time. Her latest posts were made in August 2024 and has been liked by Darcian, indicating they are still together. But even if they are not, the dates show they have been dating during the time she's been leading on other people. Now on to the victims. Anonymous victim number 1. This is probably the most important one, as Blooms has specifically expressed to this person that she would leave her partner for him. The evidence was gathered in October 2023, but this person's time with DeathBl00ms happened in May of 2023. Alright, let me zoom in for legibility for everybody. Would you like to read the other person?
I don't want to read this.
Okay.
Don't mind.
I'll read both.
Please.
That's fine. All right, DeathBl00ms.
I've read this enough, and I've.
You're fine. You're fine. I just wanted to ask.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
No problem. All right, DeathBl00ms. Me, short, chubby me. Hun, I'm always going to be around. I'm yours. Lumi, do voices? Yes, I will do voices again, like I did with the toaster doc. All right. Blank. Yes, shorty little you. And I know we will always be close, but you are still unsure. That worries me. So, no nearly as much as my house are moving, but it piles up. Or the fact that my fucking car just died. LOL. DeathBl00ms. I'm sure it's the batteries. Blank. Maybe. DeathBl00ms. We're fine. We're gonna be fine. And I so want to be your toy to be... Want your toy to be here. What does she mean I want your toy to be here?
It's a
Yeah.
toy, you know.
You see, I don't talk about shit.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm sorry that you have to talk about this, because this is.
I have read worse on stream. It's okay. Blank. I am so stressed. I am so stressed. I have not been horny at all because my head still hurts. DeathBl00ms. All right, I won't ask for smexy time then. You stream with Barch, so yes, I know. I've seen the butt babies. All right, DeathBl00ms. I want you in
the fucking what?
The butt babies.
I'm not even gonna ask. Continue.
DeathBl00ms. I do want you in my life. I wish I could just instantly leave everything behind and be there. Blank. You can't though. And that is what you need to figure out. What you want. DeathBl00ms. For now, I can't because I need time. Blank. How do you want to be? So take that time, use your mind. DeathBl00ms, I will ask for a last time. Blank. Yeah. Find what you want, and once you're done with it all, that I will be here waiting as a friend, like I said before. DeathBl00ms, if you don't mind me asking, blank, make it quick, I need to lay down. DeathBl00ms, alright, if I break things up, are you sure you want us? Blank, it's up in the air. You should figure out what you want to break. You should figure out if you want to break up first. Don't think about me. You need to handle your boy first and foremost. Don't use me as a tool to break it off with him. DeathBl00ms, I am not using you. Blank.
It's a fucking lie.
Yes, it is.
Sorry. I have to be professional.
You're okay. This isn't on your stream. You can be emotional here. You just, you know.
Well, no, I think it's best if I do take this do this professionally.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
All right. Blank. Take the time to understand what you want. Really think on it. DeathBl00ms, please listen to me. I have feelings for you, and it's genuine. And it's a big step for me to leave everything behind. My apartment, my family, my country. Are you sure you want us? I will do what's I will do what's to done within this month. Okay. DeathBl00ms, what did I do? Blank. It's not about you, it's about me and how I feel. So you do not want to continue being friends? I am sorry you feel that way. Why are you deleting messages? DeathBl00ms, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not okay. I haven't felt this way for a long time. It's stupid. Blank. I still want to be friends, but I understand if you don't. DeathBl00ms. Blank. We just need to wait till we meet. That's all I ask. I told blank and blank. And earlier, everyone in the call made fun of me leaving. Blank.
This is so I will say that I did mix up the fucking the screenshots. So the previous screenshot was taken May 31st, and this is the continuation of the June 1st conversation.
Oh, I didn't even notice the mix-up.
Yeah. Most people didn't.
I mean, with the way she talks, it still seems like it's very on topic.
I don't want to make fun of the way that they speak, if you don't mind. Like, I don't. Again, it's not productive.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah. All right. Blank. Only time will tell. DeathBl00ms, but I want closure. Blank. You're not the only one here. I had feelings as well. I am not asking you to leave everything. DeathBl00ms, I know. Blank. I am telling you to figure out your issue. DeathBl00ms, and I will. Blank. Once you figure it all out with Darce, then talk to me. DeathBl00ms, I'm tired of lingering in limbo. Girl, this is your decision to make. It's not up to him. Them. Whoever this is. Blank. I will be your friend until then. Nothing more. I know who I am, what I want, and where I'm going, and where I am going. Once you do the same, let me know. I am happy we met, and that's why I want to stay friends. So I hope you have a great time on your trip and stay safe until then. I wish you well. So it's like, okay, this entire time, it sounds like she wants this person to make the decision for her. Like,
so in this conversation, she's trying to back this person into a corner. And it's really, really fucking disturbing. Because this is kind of a trend I've seen amongst multiple different victims. She'll use these psychological manipulation tactics to try to get her way. And these have been these are demonstrated like in multiple screenshots. We'll go as we go through the doc. We'll go through and see like the interactions we have, and yeah, we'll go through it all.
Okay. All right. This is probably the best account I have, as these messages show DeathBl00ms talking about leaving her partner for this victim. This also specifically talks about them being sexual with each other. Note the dates. This conversation happened literally 2 days before Blooms left for her trip to Europe with her boyfriend and his family. 2 days before the vacation, she talked about another man breaking things up with Darcy to be with him instead. Alright, anonymous victim number 2. This is someone who, similar to me, was led on by DeathBl00ms. Much like me, he expected them to end up dating. She displayed behaviors of claiming this person as hers and acted jealous about him showing interest in someone else. This victim specifically was not aware DeathBl00ms had a partner. Alright, before we continue with this sentence here specifically, she displayed behaviors of claiming this person as hers and acted jealous about him showing interest in someone else. That already, like, pokes a huge hole into the I'm poly thing. You can't have jealousy issues like that in poly relationships. Because that's how you murder them.
Yeah, that's how you destroy those types of relationships.
It's like that stuck out to me a lot when I first read through that. Hold on, let me shrink this so I can actually, so you guys can see it on the screen. Did I just make it worse? I don't know. You guys get to deal with that. I like my I hate tech issues. I'm bad with it. Okay. Alright. Okay, here we go. Alright. Redacted. Well, yeah, she used to claim me as her little cub. Tomorrow I can even send, she did a thing to my pup with a collar on her. Wait, hold on, what? She used to.
This person had a puppy mascot,
Oh.
and specifically, like she put like a collar on it, or and in the kudo board for this guy's birthday, which is the message that you're gonna see right here. She refers to him as her little cub, which is
okay.
Which is
Interesting, but okay. I see. This is why I'm happy you're here to clarify things, because otherwise it would have been like, huh? All right. Well, she used to claim me as her little cub. Tomorrow I can even send she did a thing to my pup with a collar with her tag on it. I believe a kudo board of her saying I'm her little cub. She has done it for at least a year. She did it with me, a few of my friends, and even went as far as claiming us to an extent. Man, I wish there were commas here.
yeah.
All right. Cub. Don't forget, DeathBl00ms is the one who wrote this. I know I didn't post much here because I wanted to send you, it's more personal and intimate. This comes from the depth of my core. I know we've had our indifferences and had a lot of things that didn't make sense. But one thing is clear and simple is that I don't want to lose what we have. The bond between protecting a cub and his succubus to protect him back and forth. This was posted on a public kudo board.
To be honest, I don't know if this is a kudo board message or if this is a Discord message, but this is a message directly from DeathBl00ms. We confirmed it with the victim. So yeah, it's just, I think it's like a birthday message. I don't know if the kudo board is public anymore. I would have to see if I could get a link to it. But,
okay. Because
I'm sure this victim, because the problem is that if this victim linked the kudo board,
they would know who it is.
Yeah.
It's
and
like
that's the thing.
Even just a clarification of, yes, this kudo board was public would help a lot, because this is definitely something to put in public.
Yeah.
Let's see, one thing's clear and simple. I don't want to lose what we have. The bond between protecting a cub and his succubus to protect him back and forth. I really like you. You make me feel a certain way that not many people have been able to achieve. Reason why I get possessive over you. We haven't known each other for a long time, but ever since we did, it was an instant connection. To be honest, I have no words to really describe it. You know how long they knew each other for?
A few months. So, yeah, they knew each other for a few months, from what I understand. And I will say this right now. These are probably some of the worst screenshots in the entire document. Because this person I have met personally, and from what people I've worked with on this doc, because there were multiple people that worked on this doc, not just me. He went through a lot, and you'll see what he went through.
Oh, and
like this is arguably one of the worst experience, like, out of the entire document. So I'm warning people now. This gets really bad.
And Sister Bandit just pointed out, juicy irony, she typed intimidate instead of intimate. I did.
I just now noticed that. Oh
my dumbass read it incorrectly. I was going with context, not the actual word.
So I wanna respond to someone in your chat real quick. So VTubers at this point are basically the evolution of e-horrors, content creator, and online prostitutes, the world's oldest profession, has existed for centuries and continues to exist. There's nothing inherently wrong with being a lewd tuber. Like, there is nothing inherently wrong with being a sex worker. The problem is whenever you try to use that like level of power to take advantage of people, and that's what we're discussing. Like because I'm friends with people like Mrs. Mommy. I'm friends with like other large tubers. I had Cumbomb recently follow me, who's like a very large loot tuber, or does like loot content on like Blue Twitch. So there's nothing inherently wrong with people that do smexy type of content. It's just a matter of respecting consent, and it's a matter of getting the respect people deserve. And the people in this document did not get the yeah, it's just like, I know it's taboo, but like here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a lewd tuber or a sex worker, like, because it still is work. You know, you're still doing it to support yourself, and you know, sometimes support the people and things you care about, you know, like.
Yeah,
And
it's like I think what they're trying to point out is like having your lewd tubing and stuff connected to your direct person, like how DeathBl00ms is doing, like showing her like face in personal life with it. That I do agree that's a little bit on the taboo side.
Mm-hmm.
You should really have like at least some sort of barrier between your very personal life and what you do as a content creator.
Yeah.
I think Marina is the extreme about that. Marina is another can of worms.
Yeah, let's try to keep it focused on DeathBl00ms, because I know there's a lot of shit with Marina too, and I'm dealing with enough as it is. So
yeah, we can keep the Marina talk on TVA. Otherwise, we will continue on with this. All right.
That is true and untrue, but also untrue because they cause a degradation of morals bit by bit that brings us down the hill and the abyss, making it more normal over time.
I mean, it's like things like lewd tubing and sex work will always have a stigma attached to it. It's like just that it's that risk and stigma that you have attached to you is the thing that you're just gonna have to accept.
Yeah, I saw that name and I collar tugged and like, uh-oh. It's a bit of a balancing act. Yeah, okay. I will say that right now. Yeah, it is a bit of a balancing act, is understanding consent and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
That I will attest to. So
it just got here. What's the tilder? The tilder is that a fairly decently sized female lewd tuber has been manipulating people for the past 2 years or so, maybe even longer, because not everyone has come out publicly about their stories yet, and we are going over the accounts that have been made public thus far.
Lewd tubers are fine, but we'll have to agree to disagree on the popularization of sex workers. I feel that it's gone too far in some circles, and that's an instant. This is an instant of that. Like, this is verbatim what you're describing, and that's what we're addressing. But I want to say this right now, because I know that I think like DeathBl00ms' supporters are going to twist my words and try to make it to where I'm trying to go after lewd tubers. I'm not. I do fucking lewd content with my wife, with her consent. We both agree. We share a Blue Twitch account, and we've been active on that. And the thing with that is that we have had other people on that stream, and we've had consent, and we've talked with the people. Like, we know them, we respect them. This isn't about lewd tubing. This is about respect, and it's about getting justice for the victims who were hurt by DeathBl00ms' actions. Because for a long time, these people did not get the respect that they deserve. It doesn't matter if you're female, male, or whatever gender you associate with. Abuse is abuse no matter what.
Yeah, we're calling out bad actors. All right, let us continue with the document before, like, we'll finish the document, we'll have some open discussion, and then we will watch DeathBl00ms' VOD. And I do have her VOD pulled up from her Twitch, because I do also want to pay attention to her chat on the side, because that becomes important later.
It does.
What would you say justice looks like in this instance for these individuals and yourself? That is a question specifically for you.
Simple, an apology. But when we get into the DeathBl00ms VOD, we didn't even get that. Honestly, all DeathBl00ms had to do on her stream was apologize and admit she was wrong, and I would have accepted that. Would I have ever interacted with her again? No. But would I have actually accepted that as an apology? Yes, I would have.
It's
all
like
she had to do was admit to her actions and say she was sorry. Like, I'm not here to cancel DeathBl00ms. I am here to get respect for the victims and to get justice for them. Whether she wants to have a career after that is entirely up to her.
it's like for things like this, it's like I will be bringing up this argument a lot during this, but I will say it anyway. Take this discussion and pretend that DeathBl00ms is a dude and the victims are women. How much of a difference of a conversation would we be having if the genders were switched? Because men hardly ever come out with anything if they've been sexually harassed, sexually assaulted, or been manipulated. Because they're usually ignored, it's played down, it's brushed under the rug. Not a lot of people really care. If it's a woman coming out, the dude is crucified even if she's lying. So, no. It's like... I will be happy when we come to the point where men are listened to more.
No. So, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this for posterity's sake. I'm aware, like, I've been made aware of another person who did pretty much the exact same thing to an extent that DeathBl00ms did. And for those victims, and to the people in V-Trash, I feel for all of you, and I am so sorry you went through all that. My hope is that we can these victims can get the same amount of justice we deserve. And again, another reason why this doc took so long to make, there are a ton of victims and not everyone is willing to come forward. Like, a lot of these like, in particular, if I think I can say this, if this victim in particular was fucking terrified of her. And like, he was genuinely traumatized by her. So like, honestly, an apology would have done wonders. So why, bro? You will see. You will see.
All right, we will continue, and then we will yap, and then we will pod. All right. Okay, here we go. I wanted to apologize. I've been weird. I have been going through a lot of stuff, and I wanted you around since I am alone AF, and I can be super insecure. Because people, friends, family, a lot of people, have been hurting me my whole life. I'm scared and broken, but when around you, I feel happy and safe. Not having you around, it's like I will fail in this void defenseless. The succubus is nothing without her, redacted. I wish you a very happy birthday. I do hope things will get better between us, because I miss all of it, every second of you. I'm so proud of everything you've achieved until now, and that you will achieve as well. We shall grow bigger together. Let's fucking rule the internet, break it even.
Well, you accomplished that.
It sounds like a lot of love bombing.
Yeah, it is. So that like, at the end of that was like a pet name that that like a ship name they had. And also, to answer your question, it's psychological. Like, you're gonna see a lot of psychological stuff, so I hope you're prepared, because it honestly boils my blood to even look at this.
This last one is DeathBl00ms' birthday message to him. It becomes very apparent what kind of relationship they had.
All right, here we go.
Alright. Alright, it looks like the right side first. Yeah. Alright.
The left side first.
Left. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm just stupid. Alright.
Yeah, just check. Just refer to the day. I tried to keep them in order as much as possible, but like it's just it made me sick to my stomach reading a lot of these. So for reference, a lot of this stuff was happening while I was interacting with DeathBl00ms, and also whenever she cut me off, or I cut her off. I mean, sorry. So yeah, let's do this.
All right. Redacted. Okay, yeah, before you, but don't give me time of fucking day. Like you have, but you straight up said you couldn't date someone young because people labeling you as a cradle snatcher. DeathBl00ms. I mean, I've dated younger guys. Redacted. You told me you wouldn't date me because I was young and stuff. Like, I'm turning 22, Blooms. Blooms. Little cub. Redacted. What? Insert probably hugging gif here.
It's like a head pat emote, okay. I think, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I don't really know.
Redacted. Yeah, sorry. Blooms. Single Pringle. A. Redacted. Are we dating? Blooms. Didn't we have a talk about you being romantic? Never mind. Redacted. I was gonna be romantic, but you told me distance, we wouldn't date. Blooms. Go be the guardian wolf. It's all good, bud. I should have known you weren't serious when you said he had feelings for me. What the fuck kind of manipulation is that already? Redacted. I was fucking serious, but you said distance we couldn't, like, OML.
So I should also mention that the victim prior to this is from the same country. Is from America, just like this person is. So distance is good for one person, but bad for another one. That's yeah. Interesting, right?
It's like just from these two screenshots alone, it's like he's pushing him away and then trying to, then in the next one, trying to say like he's pushing her away.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Alright, Blooms. Mwah. Redacted. Okay, phew. Blooms. Oh, you got worried I got mad, and yes, I am entitled to special time with my special man for his special day. You're streaming in how long? Redacted. An hour doing last setups and about to have someone install a computer part. Blooms. Oh. Redacted. Yeah. Blooms. It used to be me. Alright. Blooms. Hey, Redacted. Blooms, you're a friend, so I hope I get your support. I'm talking to someone else as I'm trying to date them. I care for you as a friend, but the possessiveness may need to be turned down a bit. You need to understand my feelings have become towards someone else, and I want to get to know to see if it works. You are one of my friends, so I hope you support me on this. Blooms. Sure, all good, we're good. Just want you to know you are important. Pat's cub. Redacted. I know, and I'm grateful because you are important to me as well. Redacted. We have said we couldn't date because of distance. I want you in my life. You are my closest friend I have. Please don't go, and you are not useless to have feelings for. Blooms. There you said it. Closest friend. That's what I needed to hear. I will refrain from acting romantically on stream, fine, for content only. Wait, hold on, no. I will refrain from acting romantically, period. On stream, fine, for content only. Redacted. Stop mentioning stuff about content. I don't want to hear about content. Blooms. IRL, I will behave like I do with friends, and I will stop being mad. Redacted. Blooms, we said we can never be more than close friends because the distance. You told me that yourself. Alright, please note how she contradicts herself to keep him on the hook. She says she won't date him, then gaslights him by saying it's obvious he isn't serious about her, gets upset when he talks about wanting to see someone else. The date for this is between July and August 2022. Blooms and Darcian were definitely dating at this time.
So to give context, while I was being manipulated, she was also manipulating this person at the same time and was with Darcy.
Alright, anonymous victim number 3. This person was interviewed by a friend who wants to stay anonymous. Redacted. Hey, question. You had some talks with DeathBl00ms before, right? Did she ever mention she's single? Redacted too. No, but I would assume that she is from the type of messages she was sending. I never knew she even had a BF, but I don't know how well are they jokes or not, but have been pretty flirtatious. Wouldn't say she tried to date me, but definitely something else. Redacted. One of them. She tried to fuck you then? Redacted too. Well, she tried online stuff, but it was kind of dull until they just gave up. In the short conversation, this person talked to DeathBl00ms sometime in 2022 as well, although no specific date was given. This conversation took place in November 2023. This is remind me of that blonde chick that got famous because of a streamer and eventually got caught by juggling 5 different guys. It does seem that way.
Anonymous victim number 4 has come forward. They have revealed who they are. So they are a male YouTuber by the name of let me see if that's still up. So I can give full context to this.
Oh, I think I
It's
did
Ruinous.
see their
It's Ruinous Inferno. It has revealed himself to be anonymous victim number 4. So I'm gonna read off his tweet. Men can be sexually harassed too. I was victim number 4 in this doc. Never said anything because I thought there was no point. I assume no one cared because it's not the typical. It's a woman doing it to a man. But I don't want Saw to face this alone. Please stand by Saw. Commend his bravery. So I would go to Ruinous Inferno's Twitter account. He's actively talked about it multiple times. And my God, he's been through a lot.
Alright, I'm gonna hide my window really quick because I don't wanna risk anything showing up on my stream. I will cry.
Yeah, he is a YouTuber. Just try to find the statement real quick.
Alright, here we go. Alright, yep, I was victim number 4 in this doc. It's like I'm happy he's getting support. Oh yeah, this person didn't expect a YouTuber to have a problem with sending nudes before asking consent is crazy. It's no different than assigned male at birth sending assigned female at birth dick pics in DMs unsolicited. Oh God, he's the one that got the lewd.
Yeah, this one's really bad too. All of them are really bad. But let's continue on to the document.
Yes.
No.
All right.
I've had plenty of things on Twitter.
All right. This victim had unsolicited nudes sent to them repeatedly, even after being told not to do so. After being called out, instead of taking responsibility, DeathBl00ms excused her behavior by saying she didn't think a LewDtuber would be bothered by receiving nudes. Oh, boy. All right. Blooms. Hi, are you mad at me or something? I sense you're pretty distant. Did I do something? Blooms.
This was a pet name that Blooms had actively said.
Okay.
That called them by, I think it was something Ruru or something, which was.
Okay. I'll just say his name since it's public now. All right, Ruinous. I'm not mad. I'm just uncomfy. There's been a few times that you've just send shit unsolicited when I said something to you about asking first. So again, I'm not mad, I'm just distant because I don't feel super comfy around you. I didn't want to say anything more on it because I've said something before and I was hoping it'd stop, but it didn't. You don't need to apologize or anything else, just ask before you send stuff and ideally, time will cure the uncomfortableness. Blooms. Well, I'll still apologize because I didn't know about your discomfort and you should have voiced out instead of things bottling up. Blooms, just to be sure, when you say send unsolicited things, what do you mean? Picture, venting? Sorry, Bert. I would like to know so I don't make the same mistakes in ignorance again. I think it's unfair to punish me for when I don't know what I did wrong. I'm not gonna beg or anything, but if you really think about me as a friend, then it would be really appreciated of you to explain the situation properly, give our friendship another try. Else, I suppose we're just gonna be fellow content creators that know each other. Ruin us. I mean, I'm not punishing you at all. Just stating that my lack of comfort has made me less inclined to reach out. It isn't me trying to get revenge, justice, or whatever. It's just me prioritizing my comfort. I did voice before not to send me lewd things out of the blue, and it did happen more times than the first that I voiced my discomfort about. Ugh, God. Please, I can read, I know English. Each time you didn't ask, you just kinda sent shit, which was what I voiced the discomfort about before. I'm pretty sure I voiced again at one point, but I could have not. Either way, I didn't mention it before at least once. Each time I was hoping that you would just stop doing it and that I wouldn't have to confront you about it. I'm not really bottling anything up. I'm not mad, I'm not holding a grudge, I just have a feeling of discomfort. Each time, I was hoping that you would just stop doing it, and that I wouldn't have to confront you about it. Okay, no, that's just repeating at the top. That discomfort can fade with time, as I said, just as long as you don't repeat the behavior. I'm open to things getting better and possibly back to comfortable friendship. All I'm asking is for it not to happen again, and for you to respect my comfort levels with you and how long it might take. Yes, Selfish, shut up. Blooms. Fair enough, but I didn't think sending you pics that I put on Twitter would be such a prob. And you do from time to time tell me to check your not safe for work stuff. But anyways, I wasn't expecting a lewd tuber to be uncomfy with sexy pics. But I will make sure that it doesn't happen again. Good luck with your stuff.
Do you see how dismissive that line specifically is? Wasn't expecting a lewd tuber to be uncomfy with sexy pics.
Jesus Christ. Step by step following the I'm sorry you feel that way rulebook. Yeah.
I'll wait till we get to the VOD.
Oh god, it's like... Again. Reverse the roles here. It's like if this was a chick accusing a dude and shit, then it should have been, oh, well, he should have known from the get not to do that. Ugh.
And so another thing is that, like, she demonstrates a behavior when she does wrong. She just deletes the chats. It's like, you said, I don't have anything from other times. She's deleted sending shit and apologies for sending shit. Like, this was like I think he had taken this like screenshot right when this happened. So yeah, it's this is something, this is like one of the, like, these are all really hard to read, like,
and
yeah.
And it's like, just thinking back to, I think it was it you or was it the second victim that pointed out that she was deleting stuff? If someone has a history of deleting stuff...
It was the first victim that pointed that out.
It's like, she has history of deleting stuff that she was probably like, oh shit, that doesn't look right. Ah, yes, the ultimate innocent defense, deleting chats. Yep. Alright. I implore you to imagine this happening with a male person sending unsolicited nudes to a female person, and when asked to stop, claiming she can't possibly be bothered because she's a lewd tuber. Exactly. Still going over the doc and have a lot of VOD to watch later? Yes, just wait till you watch her VOD. This also paints a good picture on how DeathBl00ms acts in general, as she expects people to want her and gets sour when they don't. The date for this is December 2022. Blooms and Darcian were definitely dating at this time. Anonymous victim number 5. This conversation happened in October 2023. The victim in question has been sexual with Blooms through a voice call only days prior to it. They also talked about doing sexual things at TwitchCon. He was aware that she wasn't single, but says she claimed to be in a rough relationship, a pattern that repeats from when she was leading me on. Alright, redacted. Hey, blank. I got a weird question that is kind of tied to a story, but basically, has DeathBl00ms ever approached you / flirted with you? Redacted. Yeah. Has she ever been explicitly flirty, like trying to be more serious with you? And has she stated to be single? Redacted. Yeah, just figured it was in her nature. Not single, though. She did say she had a rough relationship. Blank. Could it bother you for a screenshot of that if you have it? Redacted. Nah, it was in a voice call, but I can confirm she did say it was a rough relationship and it didn't seem to be going well. Redacted. Do you know how long ago this was? The voice call? Roughly. When you said it. It was on the 19th, talked for roughly an hour. October 19th, like 3 days ago? Yeah. Oh, that's a damn shame. I appreciate the info. As for details, no details on the boyfriend or anything. Just stated, hasn't had sex in a while, so they've been kind of distant. How dare. I can confirm confidentially there wasn't any messages about dating. However, in the VC, we both flirted back and forth after seeing each other at TwitchCon. Alright.
No, so read that last one again.
This one?
And they flirted back and forth about seeing each other at
TwitchCon.
About
seeing each other at TwitchCon. Dear God.
Yeah.
What's wrong with my eyes today?
Yeah, no, it's okay. They were planning to, they were flirting, and I don't know if it was serious or not, but there was an active intention to meet at TwitchCon, and that's whether Blooms would have acted on that. I don't know, but given the screenshots I've seen and the amount of people that have come forward after this doc was published, I'm more inclined to believe it. And now goes to the conclusion.
All right. Conclusion. These are merely a small handful of victims shown, but from what my investigation into this has gathered, there could be dozens of other victims. Not all people have been talked to or put into this doc, either because they prefer not to have their screenshots or because their accounts weren't solid enough. There are also accounts of DeathBl00ms trying to get free art or other favors out of people by doing sexual, I'm guessing, favors, or using her platform, but not enough accounts.
So we didn't know if this was true. I can confirm with the victims that have come forward to me that are artists. This is actually true.
Yikes!
I've had multiple artists message me with screenshots of them getting sexual DMs from DeathBl00ms in exchange for art.
Okay, and just for a little more clarification and stuff, at least for this, I would probably add by being sexual with them, because it just feels like it was missing a word or something.
It was either being flirty, sexual, or using her platform to boost their numbers.
Okay. By being sexual or using her platform. But not enough accounts have been gathered to create a solid case on that point. You can feel free to speak up if you have experienced this, though.
So we do have a much more solid case for this, but we're letting the artists themselves talk about this. I think it is very important.
Okay.
And this goes, and then this goes on to the later parts of the statement.
Okay, and if any more people do come out with it, because I unfortunately do not have an all-seeing eye, if any more posts are made or any more Google Docs are made, if you can forward those to me, that would be awesome.
please.
Men
Like,
can-
and also, my DMs are open if you would like to talk as well. I will listen. I promise. I've already gotten some of your DMs, and if I haven't responded, I apologize. I've just been trying to avoid Twitter as much as possible and not trying to post at all because I feel like
social media is a lot, especially after making posts like this. It is completely fair.
I've been through a lot. Like in the past couple days, I've had support for a lot of the things, and I've also had people defending her as well, and I'm just like, it's breaking my heart, honestly, because I want this community to be good. Because like I've been doing content creation for almost 8 years now, and I've been doing VTubing for about a couple years now. God, the amount of shit I've been through is.
Alright, will this VOD live? This VOD should be fine. And I mean, I have this going up on 4 different platforms. I am live on Twitch, I am live on YouTube, I am live on Twitter, and I am live on Kick. So this VOD will be up somewhere, even if it's new. Right. Alright. Men can be victims of sexual abuse. Being led on and lied to in order to solicit sexual favors out of people is, in its core, sexual abuse. Again, imagine if the roles were reversed. I don't think it's that difficult, as these kind of scenarios have happened before, with male VTubers taking advantage of women. If this was such a case, the accused person wouldn't be allowed to set foot into this community again. DeathBl00ms' action shouldn't be taken any less seriously. Every single thing she has done is something that I'm sure you can find a doc about concerning a male VTuber. Sending unsolicited nudes, getting sexual favors from people by using her platform or popularity, lying about her relationship status, and hiding her partner from people she gets involved with. She shouldn't get away with these things because she is a woman. It is not okay to use people for your own twisted sexual pleasure, to boost your ego, to cheat on your partner, send unsolicited nudes. Even if your partner is okay with it, why hide it? Why lie about it? If not just to boost your chances to get with more people. If you're in an open relationship, you still have to disclose this to people if you want to be intimate with, so they can make fully informed decisions. Instead, DeathBl00ms has claimed to be a single Pringle, or to be in a rough relationship, stating she would end it to be with someone else. It is unclear if Darcian is aware of this behavior. To correct this, he was aware of this behavior, apparently.
And I'm gonna respond to bro as well. Is that true? Is it SA or just manipulation? It's not sexual assault, because like if you do a word search on this doc, you won't find assault once. It's sexual abuse, because sending unsolicited nudes classifies as sexual abuse.
You can classify any of these under sexual abuse, sexual harassment, or sexual manipulation.
Yeah. Again, feel free to do a word search in the document. You will not find the word assault. You will not find it once.
It is unclear if Darcian is aware of this behavior. He was. He could be as much of a victim as anyone else who's been mentioned, or he could be aware of DeathBl00ms' deceiving acts and tolerate them. I do not know, and it is not my place to speculate about it. The fact remains that DeathBl00ms lies to people and leads them on for her own sick pleasure. Again, many of these screenshots are sparse. A lot of these conversations DeathBl00ms have had with her victims happen in VC, where it's almost impossible to keep a record. But I hope what has been gathered here will be enough to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. It has been going on for years. It has to stop. It took a lot of time, effort, and courage from everyone involved to create this document. I want to thank everyone who has helped me, Killer, make it. Especially the people who stepped forward to talk about their experience. Do not judge the victims for being led on. Judge the person who used them. And again, respect the anonymity of these people. I have chosen to take this step and know what it could do to my career as a VTuber. So I will take full responsibility no matter what happens. I am not trying to end DeathBl00ms' career either. I'm only trying to make sure the victims get the justice they deserve. I had an opportunity to come about this 2 years ago, but I didn't have enough evidence, nor the courage to step forward. For that, I am sorry. I hope this matter can be put to rest and she is held accountable for her actions. Sincerely, Killer Saw VT.
So, before we get into the VOD, I do want to mention something.
Mm-hmm.
I felt guilty about not coming forward. And I feel partially responsible for all the victims. And I'm really sorry.
Killer, it's okay.
I could have saved so many more people. None of this would have happened.
Killer, it's alright. It's like, everything has a time and place for it to happen. I know things,
I just
unfortunately,
wish I could have saved so many more people.
it's going to be okay.
None of this would have happened if I would have came out 2 years ago, but I was fucking scared. I was a fucking coward.
Killer, you don't know that. You do not know that.
I need a minute if you don't mind.
No, it's okay. Take all the time you need. It breaks my heart always hearing people cry.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Again, you don't know if coming out about this any earlier would have stopped, like, any of her manipulation. Because it's like right now
I don't know if coming out now is gonna stop it. I don't know if now is gonna stop it, if I'm being honest. With people defending her. I don't know if now it's gonna stop. I don't know if it's ever gonna stop.
Simps are wild, you know that. And it's like, there's a lot of people who are supporting you and the people who have come out. And with you being able to do this, other people, they might feel that they can share their story, whether it's private or in public. You did what you can. You can't change how people feel about things because you already know the stigma that men in general already have when they are being abused by other men or women, especially women. You did the best you can, and that's all you can really do. You have people behind you that will support you. You can tell.
I'm gonna. I wanna say something else.
Yeah.
Stop fucking defending her. We just want a fucking apology. That's it. That's all we want. That's all we want. That's all we wanted. I was willing to accept an apology, but I didn't even get that. In fact, I got the opposite. Sorry,
You're okay.
Sorry, it's fucking raining in my office.
Killer, you're okay. You have people supporting you. I like I said, I will be here to back you up no matter what. I am here to help elevate your story and others' story, even if it's not by a lot. Everything is going to be okay. And again, I am proud of you and the others who were able to come forward. Before we go into the VOD, just so you have time to, gather yourself again and so I can get a drink so I don't die from dehydration, I'll throw us in a
Yeah.
very quick BRB so everyone
Yeah.
can quick get a drink because the VOD is about 50 minutes, so it'll be a long one. All right.
Okay.
I'll-
I'm gonna go get some water too.
All right. I'll be right back, guys. Give us about 5 minutes. We don't say it. Bitch. All right. Oh, hold on. Unmute. Okay, there we go. All right. So everybody, we are back with the DeathBl00ms stuff. We are. Hold on. Don't want these. Okay. So I skipped about like 7-ish minutes into the VOD because she has about 8 minutes of her starting soon screen. So that's not important because she doesn't really talk during that at all.
She like makes some like comments or so, but they don't really matter in the long run. I have seen the full VOD before you guys ask. I have seen it, and I have a lot of thoughts on it. I've made some of those thoughts available now. But yeah.
And for when her chat becomes relevant and stuff, I will be pulling that to the side just so you guys can see. And hello, Small and Strong. How are you? How is it, Mr. Guest? How is Mr. Guest holding up? How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. The best I can do right now.
I need some. Alright, let me know how audio volume is. Okay, chat, can I get a tilde? Female lewd tuber manipulates and uses men for her own sexual gain. Doesn't disclose she's in a relationship or says it's in a rocky relationship. Now we're here. Oh, also send it unsolicited nudes.
Watch stream break. That would be wonderful. I was scared stream was gonna break. I was scared stream was gonna break. Oh boy, oh boy. All right. Hello everybody. Welcome to this unplanned, totally unplanned stream because I got some terrible news on waking up from my nap and I was like, oh my god, what is going on? Let me just put some music in the background because why not? Yes. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's something from back then. It was something from back then. And
So,
it
okay,
took
pause it
them
real
2
quick.
years.
Mm-hmm.
So she will say back then and say she was younger. She was 35 at the time I knew her, or in her early to mid 30s. So I don't like. There's like honestly, like whenever she says like she was younger, you were an adult. You were a full grown adult. You've lived a full life. Like you're blatantly disregarding it as if you were a teenager.
I never
Like
knew how old this woman was.
I don't know if she's 35 specifically, but I know she's in her like early to mid 30s, at least when I knew her. So
Okay, this is interesting now because if she's in her early to mid 30s, victim 5 what no 4. Victim 4 was turning 22.
no, victim 2 was turning 22.
Victim 2 was turning 22. One of the victims was
Yeah.
turning 22. Again, reverse the genders here. People would be calling the dude a creep. Because I have seen like people in their early 20s dating someone in their 30s and then calling the 30-year-old a creep. And it's like,
Yeah.
they're both adults. But if
Yeah,
this
and I will say like here Blooms okay. So Blooms should like not be treated differently than any other abuser because of this.
Mhm.
Like, notice that in victim number two's case specifically, she talks about how people would think she was a cradle snatcher,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just, fuck, it's just like,
Why they're both adults?
God.
They're both adults. Yes, that's what I'm saying. They're both adults, but if Blooms was a dude and the 22-year-old was a chick, they would be calling the dude a creep because, oh, why are you
A-
lusting
And
after someone so young?
another thing is to consider is like, I get if you do stupid stuff in your early 20s. I have done stupid stuff in my early 20s. I've made mistakes. But when you're in your 30s, you've lived a full life. You've taken responsibility, like you've learned, and you've grown in maturity in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
They are both adults, yes, true, but one has significantly more life experience than the other, and that's where it gets dicey for me.
Because that's when people say, oh, that's a power dynamic thing, blah, 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 blah. Again, I have seen this so many times when a woman is accusing a man of something, even if she's like in her 20s, but then dude's in his 30s, and then they're like, oh, that's a power imbalance because they're so much older. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, please, just because it's a chick, don't downplay it, please. I don't give a crap as long as it's legal. What I hate are the double standards for dudes. Exactly, Mr. J.
And that's the thing, and that's what this is all about.
All right, that is continued.
Is to come up with a tweet long. So, Mom, I made it to the news. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it's a pretty touchy subject, and I wanted to, before you guys like freaking hear it from other people, and hi Zaki. And instead of listening to them only, it's not sure about being accused of, yeah, like it's not a joke, but I did not do that. We'll talk more about it. All right, we'll talk more about it, and yeah, all right. I'm undeafening. Hello, can you hear?
Oh, sorry. I was watching stream and that was very weird.
Okay, it's okay. All right. Hello, this is Darcy. This is my partner.
Hi. Hello, guys. Nice to. I mean, I've been here a few times, but
Yeah,
I
you've
see.
been here for a long while. We used to share the um the channel together and everything. So, yeah. And then like it was like we were doing a stream together where he was playing like retro games and everything. I've never hit Darcy or anything. Um but yeah,
So
so
lie number
oh, it's
one,
with a
lie number
Y, by the
one.
way. It's Darshan, but um it's with a
So
Y.
pause it real quick.
Mm.
So she said she had never hid Darcy from anyone. That is a lie. I've hid them from multiple people. That's a lie. And I just want to note also, she has specifically like what like she has specifically tries to like disregard everything and like play it off as if it's a joke. And that's just like, if you have serious allegations against yourself, why would you joke about it? I don't understand that. I don't understand the logic behind that. Okay, play it.
Mm.
Oh my god, everybody's like,
Yeah,
"Hi Darcy, hi
you
Darcy,
guys
hi."
can call me Darcy with an E. I don't mind. Don't
Oh,
worry about it.
well, damn. Okay.
Uh,
I should write your
yeah.
name like
Come
this now from now on.
No, you don't. You know. They don't know. So
Okay,
it's fine.
okay. Thank you so much for the 100 BDs and for the hype train. You guys did not have to do that, but thank you so much
You
for the
guys are great.
support. You guys are really great.
I'm
So,
gonna pause real quick. It's like, okay, I have said this about multiple other VTubers, but if you are going to cover something serious, whether it's, you as a, drama tuber covering serious allegations, or you're responding to allegations against yourself, turn off redeems. Don't acknowledge redeems. Just say, hey, I appreciate whatever, but we are going to focus on this. That it's me being nitpicky, but if it's something like that, take it seriously.
So bro, I mean, at least she didn't say all this shit was photoshopped and denied it all. She could have gone on the offensive and been really shitty. She does. Multiple times, in fact.
Doesn't say
She
that things were photoshopped, but she does try to actively downplay everything.
Yeah, and she even denies I think she denied Ruin's case, if I'm not mistaken. So another thing to note with this stream, and you can't see this in the VOD, ads were enabled.
Oh, I know for Twitch, you can't necessarily turn off the ads, because if you turn them off, people will be stuck in like 3 to 5+ minute like ads as soon
Yeah,
as you jump in stuff.
yeah, I know that, but like at
Mhm.
the same time, like you should at least turn it off at the beginning of the like. If you're doing a serious allegation, you should make sure there's no ads and you're not making a profit off of it,
Yeah.
because like that just comes across as like selfish.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, at the beginning of my stream, like on YouTube, I can shut off the ads. On Kick, I don't have ads.
Or
But on
better
Twitch,
yet,
I just
why
say, yeah.
uh, or better yet, why make this a stream? Why not make this a video and upload it to Twitter and give an apology, like so people can fully see it, or put it on YouTube or something where when run no ads off of it. Like, take this seriously and respond to everything in a very serious manner, and treat it with levity. Because if you fucked up, you should respond and treat everyone who was a victim with a massive level of kindness.
I know, I think it was me or someone else who said this, but she was trying to push for partner numbers, that's why.
Which is,
Because I think this was her largest stream that she's had.
yeah, and she always like, she even like brags about her viewers towards the end.
I think
Blooms, I have
in the middle of it, yeah, she's like,
so
"Oh, look how many viewers we have."
Blooms, I have had 245 viewers for just playing Resident Evil 7. I don't want to hear it.
And I've had like 20. I'm proud of that.
No. Yeah, well, I used to be part of an org back when I used to do face cam streaming, and like
Nice.
they would send their viewers over to me when they were done with their podcast streams, which got a lot of views.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Let us continue.
Oh, few hours earlier, there has been like a tweet long that has been written and dropped with whole, you know, like Google Doc and everything about Darcy's quiet. Ooh, wait up.
Wait, how quiet? I can talk louder, but I'm scared to peak my mic. I don't want that.
Yeah, let me just up. Yeah, how do you on 80? So there you go. Should be good now.
Okay, how am I, chat? How's my delicious voice?
Way harder than me, for sure.
What?
Much
What?
better.
Okay, much better. That's great. Okay.
All right. So, couple of hours ago, a tweet longer has been dropped by should I mention name or not?
No, don't mention names. They'll
Okay.
figure it out
Yeah,
by
so
themselves.
On Twitter, it has been dropped about like past experience, the truth about Death Blooms, past experience that was like dated like long time back, and people have been like digging. Like I always told you guys, there is like people who hate me for no reason, or they
Pause it.
just extrapolate or
Bullshit. Like you know, it's yeah. There are people that fucking hate YouTubers. Yeah, there are people that don't like them, and that's fine. But at the same time, it really pisses me off whenever you try to label the victims as haters, because that's so dismissive. That's so,
Yeah, and it's like, what it's like I get people will say, "Oh yeah, I have haters or whatever," but me and my conspiracy brain is just like, so she was prepping for something like this.
Okay, and another thing that will also that I also want to mention.
Mm-hmm.
So Darcy had directly responded to the doc. Um Now we initially thought that Darcy was that this Darcy account was DeathBl00ms making a fake account because this person had no followers, was not following DeathBl00ms, and was also had no posts whatsoever. So how are we not to believe that that is not fucking that's DeathBl00ms doing that like thing with the doc?
Mm-hmm.
And like it's just
But
I don't know
whatever.
what like I
Mm-hmm.
initially we thought she was cheating on her partner.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we know that Darcy knew about all this, it's arguably worse because he
Yeah.
allowed this all to happen. Again, I don't know if he's being directly manipulated by DeathBl00ms. I don't know if he's a victim himself. And he just doesn't know it yet. But please don't harass him. Like don't harass anyone. Again, like I said in the doc, do not harass DeathBl00ms. Do not harass her partner. Do not harass anyone involved. This is the victims just trying to get justice. But honestly, we didn't get any justice. And continue and you'll see why.
Twisted things and made it look like worse. So this is what we're gonna be addressing and talking about today. I mean, for this, if you know, you know exactly. If you know, you know. Yeah. So those who knows me, I wanted to do this stream, like so that you guys are aware of what's going on because I've been nothing but transparent with all of you. And
Why?
I fucking hate drama, and I'm not fueling anything, and I'm just addressing because you guys also need to hear like both sides. And it's really up to you to think whatever you want. I don't um I just deleted Twitter off my phone. Oh, that is a fucking good move.
Dude, I
I
recently
wish
uninstalled Instagram, and I'm so glad I did. I mean,
I
social media
wish
nowadays.
I
Oof.
wish okay, let me just go ahead and put your reactive in.
Oh, okay. Then they can put a visual.
Yes. They can put a visual. You're not an alternative account of mine.
I'm just gonna
Oh,
We
pause
know
really
that
quick.
now.
It's like, guys, I'm going to be playing this VOD in its entirety, even for the very, very, very long segments of silence, because I don't want to be like, I don't want to get people that are just like, oh, you skipped over this. Oh, you skipped over
No,
this.
we're gonna be playing every single part of the VOD.
Except for the first 7 minutes, because that was just nothing, literally.
Yeah, it's literally just like a starting soon screen. It's her making jokes and laughing a little bit. She doesn't even address anything. Um
Alright.
oh yeah. But full disclosure,
All
if
right.
you see on the post, if you want to dig around and look at that or whatever, but if you see comments under Darcian, that's me. I just don't use social media. All
Yeah,
right.
he does
So
not use Twitter. He does not
okay.
use Twitter, and he was just trying to like defend his partner.
yeah, and
Okay
I
then.
am
Okay.
not. Look, I don't exist online. All right, and yeah, I was just trying. I guess it was the wrong move because you shouldn't fuel the fire, but I was just mad about false accusations like that, and just
They're not false
I just had
accusations
to say
though.
my piece. That's it. But then I was called an alt account that Blooms made to respond to
Yeah,
those
so
things.
like, oh, I
So
created
How
an
were we
account just to
supposed
reply for
pause
myself.
it again?
Dude,
Mm.
How were we supposed to know? How were we supposed to know? You could have reached out to me directly. You could have DM'd me. You could have messaged me. But what you decided to do was go in the comment section and call me a shrimp, saying that I was a shrimp and making fun of me and disregarding my experience. You decided to do that out of your own volition. I fucking really hope you're a victim, Darcy. Because why would you do that, man?
I think he's lost in the sauce.
I don't know what's going on in Darcy's head, but I fucking, I hope to God he's not like a I hope he's, honestly, I hope he's just, I hope he realizes the error of his ways eventually.
Hopefully.
Now, I will say
Probably
this. I apologize for calling him a cuck. There were multiple people that called him a cuck, but like, I mean, I don't want to make fun of people. Like, I don't like doing that. But like, I did. We didn't know what the like you knew about all this, and he's like, if you knew about all this, then that's basically self-admitting that you're a cuck. And the thing is that there's nothing inherently wrong with being a cuck. Like, we just, consent is key. Like, like, as long as you're consenting adults, I don't understand what the issue is. But no one, when I was like, none of the victims like knew about some of them knew, admittedly, some of them knew about Darcy, but I didn't know for the longest time. I didn't know. Well, I knew that he was like some kind of fucking roommate or something like that, but I didn't know you had dated each other for fucking like 3 years prior to me meeting DeathBl00ms. I was never communicated with that.
It's like it doesn't help the cuck allegations when he's like, actually, this is the definition. It's like, no.
No, honestly, okay. So, on a less serious note, if you have to explain what a cuck is, I think you're a cuck. Just fucking sorry. I'm sorry, but
we gotta laugh to get through the pain. It's okay.
yeah, it's. I don't like making fun of people though. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, you're a better person than I am.
Yeah.
That is cute. Like, Kevin, how much have I missed? Because this is a weird starting point. Well, you're about 2 hours late, but we're going over the non-apology VOD that DeathBl00ms did.
The VOD will be uploaded later.
Yep. The VOD will be available on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Twitter.
Dude, if I could, I am so ballsy that I would like reply with my own account, but I was blocked on their account, so I can't do that. Voice changer confirmed.
Yeah,
It's
she's
me.
talking
Yeah,
two voices at the same time.
yes, I don't know, like future me or like past me is talking with a voice changer. Oh no, this is pre-recorded, guys. No, I'm kidding.
I am an AI. No, I'm not.
But yes, this whole matter is about like this person going ahead and saying that I am manipulative. I've used them for advantages and apparently send unsolicited or like flirting and pictures and whatnot. The stream is live, chat is pre-recorded. Even chat is pre-recorded.
Okay,
But yes,
pause it for
actually
a
Mistress has
second.
two faces, like the professor from Harvard.
The way that she disregards it is just okay. Go back and replay it. Back a little bit.
Whatnot. The stream is live, chat is pre-recorded.
No,
A
a little
little
bit
further
a little
back.
bit further. Yeah.
I will go
Just
to
like
14.
I like the 13-minute mark.
13-minute mark. Okay.
Yeah, like around there.
Listen.
Here.
Yeah, and I am not. Look, I don't exist online. All right, And yeah, I was just trying. I guess it was the wrong move because you shouldn't fuel the fire, but I was just mad about false accusations like that. And just, I just had to say my piece. That's it. But then I was called an alt account that Blooms made to respond to
Yeah,
those
so
things.
like, oh, I
So
created an account just to reply for myself. Dude, if I could, I am so ballsy that I would like reply with my own account, but I was blocked on their account, so I can't do that. Voice changer confirm.
yeah,
It's
she's
me.
talking
Yeah,
two voices at the same time.
yes, I don't know, like future me or like past me is talking with a voice changer. Oh no, no, this is pre-recorded, guys. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I am an AI. No, I'm not.
But yes, this whole matter is about like this person going ahead and saying that I am manipulative. I've used them for advantages and apparently send unsolicited or like flirting and pictures and whatnot. The
They
stream is
weren't just
live, chat is
flirting pictures,
pre-recorded.
Blooms.
Even
They
chat is
weren't just flirting
pre-recorded.
pictures.
But yes, actually, Mistress has two faces, like the professor from Harry Potter.
Literally.
It's at the back of my. Oh, but
I hate how much she laughs when she's like, oh yeah, I was accused of sending unsolicited nudes and manipulating people. No, no, you don't do that. Even if they were, even if, even if this was fabricated, you don't laugh about it. You take this shit seriously. It is serious accusations against you. You don't laugh about it. God. Ugh. Ugh, God, I hate people like this.
well, sadly, like
I'm the one who does ASMR. You thought it was her head, but it's just me.
yeah, yeah, sure. Okay, okay. We already have like one hate person here.
Yeah. I got called that a
Now, for
lot,
the for
but those people don't have.
pause
One
pause.
hate person.
So
I don't.
yeah, they were starting to ban people for saying certain things in the chat. Um, I don't think it's available in the VOD. You would have to go to what is it? Zov's Dark Sovereign's Twitter post because he recorded the whole thing live just to keep it accountable.
Hold on, let me
So
see how big the chat is
we
compared.
we should keep that as a reference. I
Yeah.
know it's because the chat is blurry. But like that's also because Twitter fucking video encoder is ass. Um, if it doesn't take her relationship seriously, what makes you think she's going to take take this seriously? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If it's fabricated, why would you show your attackers fear or what they want? It's like, okay, when it comes to like accusations and stuff, even if it is fabricated, you still want to take it seriously and be like, okay, guys, so this happened. I was accused of this. Here's the evidence on why this didn't happen. Then, after you're done clarifying everything, then you can laugh and joke about it. Because as soon as you start doing shit like this, I'll start leaning in the you're a piece of shit and just trying to brush it off like, oh, it's nothing. These trivial little unsolicited nudes and all that. Just a silly little thing. No. I mean, not to judge a book by its cover, but she's presenting herself as the devil. Yes. Again, I am granted this is probably me coming from my womanly emotional thinking, but I don't like when people are very lighthearted about serious things like that. I don't know, could be me having a woman moment, but Alright, let's continue.
Have any context. So before you call me a cuck, just wait, just listen. All right.
I scrolled your
Uh,
Twitter and thought for a second that you were the voice actress in Dark Pix and Curse Prince. That would be my dream. That would be, I'm sorry to say, but no, not sorry. That would be a freaking dream to voice Herja. That would be a dream to voice Herja. So yeah. But yes, anyways, you were saying?
Yeah, so just for full context, for those calling me a cuck, right? Because you don't have the context. And I mean, I didn't want to slap Blooms' and I private life in front of everyone, but since the allegations are so dire and it's no joke, I guess we just have to say it how it is, right? We
Yes.
just gotta.
Okay, just gonna pause real quick. It's not airing out your entire relationship when you are being clear and communicative. When you're talking to people
like
to say, "Hey, I'm in a rocky relationship," or "Hey, I have a partner and he is open with me flirting with other people." That is not airing your relationship. That's you being honest with people.
that's you being respectful of people's consent. Like,
Because,
okay, so
mm,
as an example, my wife to be and I are open. I have a very high libido,
mm,
and sometimes she can't handle it.
mm,
So because like she's also she is not a very sexual person. So like we decided to be open because you know, it was getting to the point where it was getting painful for me.
mm,
So when I approach someone with interest, it's usually someone I either know or have known for a while, and then have actively talked to, and then that knows also knows Neko, and that we communicate with that person and make for sure consent is key. And then I ask Neko for permission. I always ask her for permission because she is my number one. I never was explicitly told that Darcy was even like I was told that they like I didn't know his name, obviously, and you don't have to know the person's name, but some indication that you were some indication that you were that you had like a like I don't know, it's just like I would have loved some kind of like way you could have told me about this and given me more insight into your information, especially because I value consent and I need consent in order to be fully comfortable with it. That's why I got so fucking like why I got so fucking weirded out by it, and that's why I got suspicious is because they didn't really they referred to them primarily as a roommate. And the fact that she was telling me that she would leave him for me, and then I find out that they've been together for 3 years and then they're gonna go to Germany together. That that was like the last straw. That's when I started to get really fucking suspicious. And that's when I decided to just cut her off because it's like, how do I trust that?
mm,
You didn't inform me at all that you had a that fully that you had a partner. Like you were telling half truths, half lies, and it's just like I don't know what to trust anymore. And that's why I initially didn't want to reach out because I didn't want to get hurt again.
mm.
And that's the same reason why I didn't publish the doc, because how am I supposed to know how am I supposed to come out against an individual lack of evidence and all that other shit? Because like most of the shit that she did to me was in VC,
Mm.
and I felt violated. I felt like my something was taken from me. I If that's not abuse, I don't know what is.
It's like with how VTubing is, you would think some people would have a lot more communication skills, because so many docs that I have read over the year that I've been doing this, well, at least for, reading call out docs and drama stuff, things could be cleared up so quickly with communications, or things like this would never happen. There was communication.
The evidence isn't concrete thing, unfortunately. How?
I
How
mean,
is it not concrete?
for what there is out there right now, especially with the unsolicited nudes, I think that there is enough to at least say that she does not take into account how other people feel with things. It's like, we know it's not, the entire start to finish chat history, but there's a repeated pattern there. There is a
Yeah,
repeated pattern, and if more people come out with their experiences, we already have a trend of things that we can look out for.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, a lot of things do happen
There are
in
text.
VC.
There are text logs. Yes, there are text
Mm,
logs, and I think I should mention this on stream.
mm,
I'm not going to mention this person's name,
mm,
but I have reason to believe that it has even been going on even before I met DeathBl00ms, because of one of the anonymous person who talked to me initially, that
mm.
one of their friends was a victim as well. And that was 8 months prior to me meeting her. And multiple victims have DM'd me. No, there is a vid. There is a vid of Darcy in the stream. So what she's saying is true. Yes, Darcy has been a part of the stream. But she has actively hid him from like either she hasn't really disclosed it fully, which I get it. You don't have like publicly, you don't have to disclose that you're in a relationship, right? Especially if you want to keep up content appearances, especially if you're a YouTuber. Yeah, you don't have to fully commit to that. But you should still mention it to the people you're being sexual with.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they can make fully informed decisions.
And it's like, with situations like this, as Killers said, a lot of this happens in VC, and it is not normal for people to record every single voice chat they are ever in. And as soon as someone does say, "Oh, I do have a voice chat log of this," then the tables instantaneously turn against that person. So even if there was voice evidence, people have been like, "Oh, why are you recording that?" So it's like, there is evidence is so hard to do, especially if it's not like, in a public voice chat where other people can corroborate what happened. If it's private stuff, then, no one is going to be like, "Okay, I got to record every single thing just in case if this happens."
Yeah,
Because
no,
what kind of
that's
person does
fucking
that?
psychotic. That's
Yeah.
fucking psychotic.
So it's like,
Like,
she unfortunately did the quote unquote smart thing by having most interactions in voice chat.
and with the amount of victims that have come forward, it's reasonable to say that that the screenshots are to be believed. And the fact that that multiple victims have come forward, it's not just me, it's multiple people. Like it's me, Ruin, and the other four victims, and there's so many more that don't want their stories told, but they will tell it when they're ready.
And if more people do come out about it and they post it on Twitter and everything, I will definitely be either doing a follow-up stream with this, and I will be retweeting the posts and doing whatever I can. So we just have to wait and see. Unfortunately, when it comes to stuff like this, you do have to wait and see. But I am going to keep a very close eye on this situation because I have seen too many things get brushed under the rug. Because after a certain, everyone knows how the VTuber news cycle goes. After a couple days, everybody forgets about it and they don't care anymore. So then, if more people come out, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Then they'll go on to the next big drama that happened 2 days later.
So I'm going to echo. I'm going to read off one of Mrs. Mummy's posts. You don't have to show it on stream. Because like Twitter.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'll just send you the link to it.
Okay.
I'll just send you the link to it, and then you can view that. Give me 1 second. I need to get out of full screen mode because I needed to see the chat. There we go. Okay. So.
Oh yeah,
But I think this is important for me to read off. So,
oh yeah, I seen she deleted her original post.
Well, that's because like that can like have negative repercussions on your Twitter account, and that's the reason why she deleted it. So.
Right, so.
Because Twitter likes to suppress shit.
Yep. I will read off Mummy's stuff. Alright, so the first one was stand behind male victims. Male victims deserve our love and support as much as anyone else. Please do not let this be swept under the rug. Male victims are so often at times told not to speak up because their voices will not be heard. We should be willing to listen. Please note that I post this as someone who is a SA survivor. Same. Before I ever met Lucid, I was in a physical relationship with a boyfriend who was much older, who was a much older man who mentally, emotionally, sexually, physically assaulted me for 5 years. You know, the toll and trauma that emotional and mental abuse can have upon its victims, whether online or in person. This kind of abuse can cause PTSD and other mental health issues to occur, so my heart, soul, and support goes out to those victims. If you are supporting the victims over the Casey allegations, but are supporting DeathBl00ms against the allegations against her made by male victims, you are the problem. They're both emotionally abusive and manipulative to people they were romantically and sexually linked to. They both sexually harassed people who were not interested in them. See it differently because of their genders. That is sincerely messed up. They both essentially treated their following the same way. The amount of guy friends I have within the last 24 hours who have come to me crying that DeathBl00ms emotionally manipulated them for money, free art, gifts, sexual attention, and etc. with the promises for the future or otherwise is truly painful to see. Call it what it is, please. Predatory behavior, emotional manipulation, taking advantage of her community members, a reverse parasocial attachment. I will say that the people who have come to me are not streamers, by the way. There were people within her community who she behaved this way with as well, so imagine how many victims are out there that have not spoken out against her. We are all entertainers. As sex workers, we don't give people false promises of a relationship or tell them that we're going to be together romantically / go on dates or promise them anything in hopes that they would continue to fund our lifestyle. We keep it fantasy. Excuse me. We keep them and ourselves safe from parasocial attachment that can lead to obsession on their part or emotional abuse from the streamer's part. And while sex work does allow for these boundaries to be crossed, i.e., findom, cucking, blackmail, etc., there's normally a clear communication between both parties involved of what's going on. Take a drink real quick. There is an agreement made between both parties, and both parties are in total understanding. I'm very blunt with the fact that I like and want gifts. Make it very clear that I am into findoming, sugar daddies, etc. In the past, when my quote sugar daddies unquote could no longer keep up with the lifestyle that had been promised, the relationships would be terminated. It was a clearly arranged agreement that was null and void once their side of the bargain was no longer being met. but those are agreed upon terms. That was not the case with what DeathBl00ms did. DeathBl00ms did this to other VTubers and their community members. Please do not turn a blind eye to the fact that she did exactly the same thing that Pacey did, only because she is a woman. During the stream that addresses the allegations against Pacey, everyone in chat was super supportive of the victim and openly stated it was not the victim's fault, and they have been manipulated and sexually harassed. Even when the streamer fact that she did exactly the same thing that Pacey did. I don't know what got cut out there.
No. It's just like it's the. You'll just have to go down a couple lines.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I see now. Openly admitted that they only went along with it because they didn't want to anger Pacey or the fact that they thought no one would believe them if they spoke out against them. That is the same standing as the men who spoke out against DeathBl00ms, and yet people are calling them butthurt or saying they were simps who were rejected. Seriously? Excuse me. So it is only simp behavior when it's men who get hurt by emotional manipulation. No, the manipulative aspect of this is not a crime. It isn't a crime, but it is morally wrong. And it doesn't stop the trauma or PTSD that these victims have suffered because of it. Both the victims of PaceTuber and DeathBl00ms. However, the sexual harassment is a crime. It is not okay just because it happened a long time ago. Until they have the courage to speak out against it because they didn't think they would be believed. It isn't okay just because DeathBl00ms was a girl. Stop thinking predators only come with a penis. I'm reposting these because they're not okay.
Yeah. The fear of being repressed. That's the reason why she deleted the tweet. She wasn't trying to cover anything up.
Okay. Yeah, I know there was a couple of replies that she got that
whenever
I was like, huh.
So on Twitter, whenever you use like the word like I think like anything to do with like serious shit like assault or like things that could be labeled as a crime, I think like Twitter actively mutes it. I could be wrong about that, but that's the reason why she did that. Just a little side note.
There's one reply that I was just like, oh, that's I think it was, oh yeah, it was this one that I don't know who this is.
Well, I don't know them either.
He said, I hear it and I stand behind people that feel like they've been victimized, but a lot of it feels like someone who is looking to talk themselves into leaving a relationship by initiating a talking phase with various people over the years and never quite got there. People can and will feel misled by stuff like that, but apart from the unsolicited news and aggressive unwelcome flirting, the rest is just interpersonal drama, not really a victim abuser situation. Still is, though.
It still is.
Your expectations about a situation are your responsibility, could be managed accordingly, especially given the nature of the internet. She was in a relationship and lied about it, okay, and plenty of every day. It's still shitty to do, my guy.
Yeah,
don't excuse this.
It's shitty to do it to your friends and audience, and that's no fucking excuse. There's no fucking excuse for it.
She was never serious. She sure sounded serious with some people.
Yeah, like some of them, she was like wanting to leave her country with them, and move in with them. Especially adult and NSFW spaces, people don't want to feel used.
Yeah, just flirting with multiple people. Don't want. At least
again, the same statement. People don't want to be fucking used as an object. People don't want to be used as a fucking object.
It's like, if he was on the receiving end of that, I think the tune would definitely be.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, I don't know who this person is. And frankly, I don't really care, honestly.
I know, people are wild sometimes.
I think it's, I don't know.
All right, let us continue. The bot.
What is supposed to be private needs to be wide in the open now. So yes, Blooms has had a boyfriend,
Not
me, for a long, long time. Our relationship had a lot of ups and downs, especially at the beginning of last year and the year before, where we couldn't, like, at some point it was difficult to make it work because we are
Yeah.
two difficult people. We have our own like issues and all that. And to be honest, at some point, just like in regular relationships, things go bad, right? Like
Yeah, also
it's
okay.
not.
like it takes time to like be sure of like whether you want to end up with this person or not. There is a lot of times like people start dating and even after 10 years then realize that they are not made for each other and stuff like that, right?
And that's
And
fine.
sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. So we've
Exactly.
had our rough patches where we had ups and downs, where we were like, maybe this is not working out. Maybe we should see other people and stuff like that.
Yeah. So Blooms did message a few other people when we had this rough patch. I
Mm-hmm.
messaged an ex of mine, which I'm not proud of. Of course, thankfully, this didn't go anywhere because why would you ever message an ex? That is the dumbest thing you could do. But anyway, right? Like it happens, ups and downs. If you look at all the screenshots from the post, those date back from last year or the year before or whatever, right? When we had this pretty difficult rough patch of getting to live together and understand each other. And what the people who read this without any context think is that I knew that she was messaging other people and I was all right with it. Which is, I didn't know, she didn't know I was, but at this point we were barely.
Okay, so at one point he didn't know, but then he did because he said that people thought he knew and he was okay with it. But he was like, "Oh, I didn't know." That still that make I don't know if it's worse or just I think they're both equally bad if he knew or not, but that's still it's like, yes.
There
Oh, we
still
were in
should
a
be
rough patch and
like
stuff.
here's the thing, like there's I want to address a comment in her chat made by one of her mods.
Mhm.
People who were in the community for some time did know about Blooms and Darcy being a thing. I've sung karaoke with Darcy even. That was a fun donathon goal. Okay, just because the Death Blooms community knew doesn't mean that people she actively worked with knew. Just because her community knew does not mean that everyone fucking knew. Look, I'm not saying that you have to be upfront about it on fucking Twitter publicly. I'm just saying you should talk to your sexual partners about it and get consent. I think so, Joe. I think so. I think that's what happened. But
Either way, she should have just let the people that she was talking to know, like, oh, we're in a rough patch, or hey,
yeah,
I'm just flirting with people, but don't take anything too seriously right now, or whatever.
yeah, if you lay down a boundary like saying like, hey, yeah, don't take anything seriously right now. Yes, my relationship is rough, but we have like, separated and like gone on to you know we're separated and we're seeing other people right now, but we still live together. Just be aware of that. And you know like if that was communicated to me, that was never communicated to me. If it was, then I would have been fine with it. Yeah, or he's lying. He Yeah, that is entirely possible. It's entirely possible that he could be lying.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we don't know. Well, we don't. How are we supposed to know?
Barely talking too because that's how bad it was at that point in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really have a time to talk it out. And then in the middle of last year, we had a long, long talk about what we wanted and all that, and we just made things good. And
Yeah.
if you notice on the posts,
Okay.
nothing happened or nothing is posted, quote unquote, for this year or the other half of last year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So
I
So
want to
because we've
respond
talked.
directly to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So that is a lie because I have been made privy to times when Death Blooms has flirted with other people or has indicated that she wanted a poly relationship.
Mm.
literally within like literally in like April of this year, or like tried to like act like super flirty again. I don't fucking know. All I know is that this doesn't disregard the victims. Sure, you had a rough patch in your relationship, and you two were going through shit, and that's fine. Shit happens. But tell your fucking sexual partners first.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them first. Let us know. Because how the fuck are we supposed to make up our minds if you don't? You can't just throw us away like that. You can't just disregard our feelings like that. You can't fucking do that.
How much some PR
Yes,
pin
yes, nerdy, they were living together.
or some PR spin crap? Because my question comes: how much money does this channel make? I don't know.
Probably a lot, honestly. Well, she's a very large streamer, so it would definitely made a lot. I don't think that's I don't really think that's relevant to the actual the thing. Because
fair.
like this isn't about money at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It's like she makes enough to do this full time, I believe. So
I think, I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions about her career.
yeah.
But
All right.
you know, it is what it is.
Mm. All right. Let us continue.
It's like the last like drama that they screenshotted was when before we went on the Europe trip.
Yeah.
And this is where we actually had a very serious talk, um and we decided what was the next move of um our relationship. So
The Euro trip was pretty much our last attempt of making this work for real.
so yeah.
Okay.
Like there has been like lots of ups and downs, like in every goddamn relationship. Sometimes you break and you come back together and
Your
stuff like that.
relationship isn't
So
the
instead
issue.
of just
Your
like,
relationship isn't the issue.
I am glad the issue of you being okay, but a lot of people felt manipulated sexually for favors like free art. The thing of the free art, I don't understand. Like it was talked about, and a lot of
Mm.
Pause. Okay. So I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that said they were manipulated for free art.
Yeah. Ah.
Disgusting behavior. Some of them do have evidence. They have not given me their consent to post it or say their names because I respect people's consent. She is lying. And Cherry Beery will also attest this as well. There have been multiple artists, and like, here's the thing: it's one thing when if one person comes to you and says that shit, and says like, "Oh, she manipulated me to get free art." It's another thing entirely when multiple people say the same fucking thing, because you're more likely to believe it if multiple people come forward. And again, I remind you, we have found 30 plus victims potentially. Dozens of people that were hurt by DeathBl00ms. Like, it's like the issue isn't the fact that you guys had a rough relationship. That's the and everyone goes through rough patches. I've gone through rough patches with my fiance. I've gone through, like, I know people. Yes, 30 plus. That's like a rough estimate. Because I've been messaged by like 12.5 people. Like, it's insane, and these people like are scared to come forward publicly about their stuff, but they have made it known to me privately. And it's just They've some have actually come out about it publicly. Here, I'll even show you. Here, so I will go to the document post. I will go to the document post. Actually, I retweeted it. So, Vacant Veto, I'm one of the people she did this with for art. I was struggling a lot, and she was pretending to care and help me through it to get free art. I don't have the account anymore since I deleted it after, and I realized she was using me. But I'm glad this has come to light. Okay. There have been multiple streamers in my comments, like 100+ streamers in the replies of my document that have expressed that they've had issues with it. Little Nicto, for example, had my encounters as well with her. Thankfully, it never went anywhere. My gut was telling me something was up, and I'm glad somewhat disappointed that it was right again. Uh,
Oh yeah, I'm going through your comments right now. Uh, Pumpkin Jack says, honestly, during our collab, she was very flirtatious and sexual almost instantly. I get that sometimes you act a certain way for your channel, but it was way too much. I kept changing the subject or ignoring the sexual content she would say to me. Comments she would say to me. Here to make friends and have a great time while playing video games, not to have every word made into a sexual invitation. Glad someone dear to me was watching that stream and pointed out to me how disturbing it was watching that. They told me I needed to distance myself from her, and I'm glad I listened. I have known of others she was doing this. Known of others she was doing this to, and I want you all to be safe. I'm sorry this happened to many of you.
so another one you should look at is Speaker from the Void.
Speaker.
This is someone I knew personally, and that I don't know if the VOD is available anymore, but
Did he comment on? Oh, yep, here he is.
yes, yep. My first week of streaming, I met her afterwards. She was increasingly demanding of my free time, heavily flirty, and wanted me to mod for her channel and edit VODs for YouTube and basically live in VC with her off stream. I cut ties with her shortly after. Quite parasocial. And he's had his this was he's just as much a victim. Um like fucking there has been multiple people in this thread that have come out that they were yes abused by um DeathBl00ms. No.
This one is from Nickel Necko. I pursued a
Yeah.
business type relationship with her for a while around 2022, 2023. My experience felt like she was more interested in keeping me around as an orbiter than do any kind of collaboration. She strung me along for about a year before I decided to start putting my time, energy, and finances towards working with other streamers instead. Funnily enough, she got pretty upset when I started commissioning artwork with other female VTubers and blocked me on everything. I've spoken with others who worked with her in the past, and I guess she likes collecting VTubers slash orbiters for the sake of her ego, allegedly. I think that's a shame, but I'm glad to see I'm not the only one who picked up on this.
Yeah.
When I tried coming forward, I wasn't believed. I even had the color of my skin and sexual orientation used as reason why I could never be a victim, never got my justice, but damn, it is healing to know others are getting theirs. I'm so happy you and others are being heard. Bro, she did the same shit to me and kept asking for art.
Yeah, and I know Lucy.
Yeah. Always had a bad feeling about her. Anyone who's defending her all need to be unfollowed as well. Had a
Yeah,
feeling for a while something was up with her, blah blah.
There's multiple people in this thread that have confessed that they've had experiences with DeathBl00ms, and their stories should be heard just as much.
And got warned about her by another VTuber, thought he was lying, saying positive vibes.
Okay, and Nathan Grimm. Standing with you, my guy Blooms would often flirt with me when I popped into her chat and she sees streams and saw myself in as her friend, but now I kind of want to claw my fur off as I feel so icky reading what you've experienced. Reminded me of my ex. Yeah. So
That
sorry
is
what happened.
is
Even
insane.
like here's the thing. There are so many people and also fuck that. And this is where Darcy responded as well. That's not Darcy, but like Darcy does
Yeah.
later
Oh,
respond.
yep, there he is.
Yep, that's him.
Oh, and this I seen this dude pop up on so many different posts. Fucking Jake from V Shoujo.
Yeah, fucking
Fuck both of them.
fucking hell. Yeah, you're victim blaming. And notice how their mods also victim blame as well. Like in the like some of her mods and some of her viewers actively victim blame in her own VOD. So
Absolutely.
go back to the VOD and we'll look at that.
Go to skin.
Of the thing where like I paid for it. For example, I had a situation last year with a certain artist, and they gave me a free art by their own willing, right? And then I asked them whether they are. I'm not trying. No. Sure, you can speak your mind. We're gonna address every goddamn like it's. We're gonna talk about everything. And then like I paid I gave them their
I
time. They
think
wanted
so. Here's the
to.
thing I want to say also.
Mm-hmm.
Notice how Sharky's comment is not there. My thing is that they might have been banning people. So go back to Zov's VOD and go to that timestamp. I need to know something. He didn't like add all the ads, so you might have to subtract. Might have to subtract it by 5, I think. Yeah, roughly about there.
Let's see.
Okay. This is live, by the way. This is the live chat.
Twitter, please. Don't be a doof.
So the thing is that what I've noticed recently is that DeathBl00ms might have been banning people from like her channel to like silence comments later on. So just like take the timestamp and like -5.
Or like if I could.
Oh
So
yeah,
if you get famous, you don't know how the interaction began. It's all hearsay. So let's just keep an open mind here.
Not hearsay.
Either content creator or fan arts that or commission. And all my art that I've got so far, either it's fan arts or it was shared costs with other content creator, or
did we hear this part already? I don't remember.
fan arts that or commission.
Yeah, we did. Just watch.
Okay.
Just so you guys know, we're just talking about it all bit by bit. All right. We see your questions as well about the leading people and all that. We'll get to that. Don't worry.
Yes.
I mean, she'll
So
get to
look.
that.
So here's a comment I want you to look at. So
all I'm saying, real quick,
again, pause
is
this
that
this version. Pause this version.
Mm-hmm.
Now go to the VOD, the actual VOD on Twitch.
Where's the?
So Emmett Seal 6, their comments were getting deleted. So she didn't cheat on you, but
definitely not lead on especially feeling or
okay, continue on. And like you see that do you see where their comment is? Okay, keep playing the stream because like their comment wouldn't show up. Like again, she was deleting messages in her own chat.
It's like never delete messages. Shit like that.
No.
Oh, couldn't really hear what the comment said. All right, hold on. I will reread it. Give me a second. All right, hold on. I had to like lean in because it's so blurry. All right. Says
Yeah, because
yes
Twitter
because
compression, am I right?
says yes because implying wanting to have relations with more than 5 other people is definitely not leading on, especially since they said they were falling or growing feelings for her. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Okay. Sorry, I had to lean away from my microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. There's another comment that he did they whoever they are. Yes, thank you. All right. Another comment they said was, so she didn't quote unquote cheat on you, but all the other messages that uh concedes coincided with one another, that's just being forgotten. That's still leading on how many different people. Leading on how many different people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that this person probably just got straight up banned at this point because there
I
ain't
think
shit there.
I think a lot of people got banned, but I'm pretty sure what Twitch does when you have a banned chatter, they don't show up in your VOD, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on,
And
let
I
me look
think
that up. I actually want to see.
if I remember correctly, if you ban someone from your chat, all of their chat messages get deleted. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm comparing the chats right
Yes.
now, and
This is
mhm,
confirmed. Yes, banned messages are completely removed from Twitch VODs.
mhm. Except the streamer has a tab that they can still see the banned messages as well. They do have a tab, but then they have to manually press the message as well, I believe. Well, no, no,
Yes,
no.
yes.
Well, that's for the previous messages, but any new messages will not go through.
Yeah. Also another thing to mention specifically
Mhm.
is that so okay. Um so we've established that when you delete messages, um yet another this screamer is a creep document, basically.
It's like she, yeah, basically a
Yeah.
creep. Doesn't ask for consent for things. Doesn't clarify she was in a relationship. Sent unsolicited nude. Um, manipulating men for her own gain. You know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
All right, let us continue with the original VOD because, yeah, where we are on this is like just a little further up than where we are at the VOD right now. And it looks like there's about a
Yeah.
3-minute delay, so yeah.
Yeah.
So they can ban anyone that doesn't fit their narrative. Seems pretty basic there. Yeah.
Yes, yes. That's really concerning. Because I'm pretty sure because I think I know who Emmy is. And she I don't fucking know. All I know. Let's just continue on Zov's
Zops.
post.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Since
So
I'm able to, actually read a bit, I'll have
yeah,
to lean over. But yeah, I can read
because
that.
this was recorded live.
Okay.
It was right when it happened. So none of the chat was like you'll see like the chat being deleted and everything. So
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
recommend you move your model so that
Yeah.
we can keep an eye on chat.
Okay. Let me, because it's not like anything happens on the other side of the screen. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me scoop you and
It's gonna be really blurry, but thankfully I have good glasses, so
no, I didn't want to minimize the screens. Okay, that down. And I will rewind this a little bit just so it's as lined up as we can be on the other VOD.
Yeah.
Let's see, where's the chat on that? That's there. Okay, so these stream elements off at that point. Back.
About right there, yeah.
Twitter, please, why? 1412. Refresh.
Not
Address every goddamn like we're gonna talk
There we
about
go.
everything. And then like I paid I gave them their time. They wanted to they were going through a artist block, and then like I messaged them. They did take 3 weeks to reply, and then like what they made as free art was great. And then the one that I commissioned them for, because they were going through like financial issues and whatnot, if it is the same person, because that's the one that I had a huge ass problem with. They said that they were gonna take time and rework everything. They showed me the sketch. I was not okay with it. They said they're gonna rework things and start from scratch, because that was not what we planned. And at the end of their thing, I paid the whole thing. They said they would refund. You remember, Hun, like about the whole thing, right?
I remember it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so basically after that there was a lot of you know, they paid partially, and what they promised to give, they did not give that. And all my art that I've got so far, either it's fan arts, or it was shared costs with other content creator, or you know, fan arts, that, or commission.
Just so you guys know, we're just talking about it all bit by bit. All right. We see
Yeah.
your questions as well
I
about
will
the
get
leading
through.
people and all that. We'll get to that. Don't worry.
Yes.
I mean, she'll get to that. I don't really have much about it, but
All right.
all I'm saying, real quick, before that, is that literally, and let's be honest here, guys, I could look at any DM at all from you, from most people, look at flirtatious attempt with other people, screenshot specific things that I'm looking for, post it, and then do a claim. You don't have the full context. You don't have the relationship from the first message to the last. You don't know how the interaction began. It's all hearsay. So let's just keep an open mind here and understand that this could literally, anyone could get a screenshot of messages that they're not too proud of, because we all had that. And there you go.
Okay. But that's not the thing we're concerned about. The
And-
thing so pause it for a second.
Mm.
The thing we're not concerned about that. So go to Thornmouth's comment right there. It's she says this part. It's not about cheating. It's the leading that many people on Bloom's, hun, and you were claiming people. So if you look at the doc, and like Bloom's has a history of claiming people as their own, specifically with anonymous victim number 2, that's demonstrated in its full entirety. She like tried to claim them as a couple and led him on and emotionally manipulated him for fucking months, and that's something that I'm not like, I don't vibe with at all. Okay, play it.
Mm.
Play it again.
Like this has been like, I had like this hate group for quite a long time. Like they've been like going around asking people whether we had
DeathBl00ms.
Hi, cuddling koala. They've been asking people whether they've interacted with me and how was it. I'm okay. First of all, I'm a YouTuber, so I post sexy stuff, as well as I
Okay,
am a
and?
succubus, so flirtatious by nature. It is
Okay,
personal.
pause.
I am, well, naturally.
You are not a succubus. You're a human fucking being. You are not your YouTuber model. How delusional can you be? You are a fucking person. Okay. I get it, wanting to roleplay as your characters, but I'm fucking like, you are a damn person behind that model. You are a fucking person. Stop acting like you're your model. That is the most narcissistic thing I've ever fucking heard.
This
Like,
reminds me
Jesus
of something.
Christ.
Reminds me of something. Okay. Were you doing VTubing when I think it was about a year back, where that one chick was like doing a it was either a call out or an apology or something like that with her VTuber model, and she had like the toggles and everything, and people were fucking joking and shit on that. I think it was like talking about something she was accused of like, oh, I was accused of this, and she was fucking brought out her bat toggle and everything, and her crying toggle and stuff, and it's like, it reminds me of that. It's like, girl, you're not your model, please.
So okay. Sarcastic sophist, I'll admit I am surprised and confused the ex is coming to defend her in this. I don't know if I would even want to speak to a person who cheated that much. That was my point. That's why I was hesitant to reach out to DeathBl00ms. But here's the thing. I tried. I tried to reach out to her. She's going to say I never reached out to her. I sent her a friend request a year ago in good faith to try to, and was writing a message to try to see if we could sort things out, you know? And that's fine. Like, but then immediately I was blocked and banned, and I was blocked on Twitter, I was blocked on TikTok, and I was blocked on multiple different platforms. So how the fuck am I supposed to sort things out with DeathBl00ms? All we wanted was a fucking apology.
Sure, this is a silly question to ask because you probably would have put it in the doc. Do you happen to have that message just so you can be like, I reached out here, so she can't say I didn't?
Well, no, because like, okay, so I had sent her the message, but for some reason, you know how like whenever you're blocked on Twitter and you try to send them a message, there's that bot message that says like message could not be sent.
Yeah.
Well, then when you tab out, that thing goes away. Actually,
Yeah.
let me look that up just so I can verify it.
Because if she didn't block you before you sent the message, it should still be there. But if she already had you blocked and you sent the message, it would have you can no longer message this.
Yeah, it happened immediately as I sent her a friend request. She just immediately blocked me, and then I was like, oh, okay, I can't send the message. All right, yeah, because I couldn't send the message.
Okay.
I literally couldn't. I tried, but I couldn't. But yes, I tried to communicate with her that one time because I was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt, but then she didn't, and that's where it was like, yeah. So anyway, continue.
Even IRL, very flirtatious as person. And if you were not okay, let's say you and I were talking, right? And you did not like me being flirtatious, you could have just said it at the very start. Look, I'm not okay with that. I'm taken, or whatever.
Okay.
Like, it takes two to tango. It's not just one person to be blamed in this. It's a two people thing, and things could have just been discussed and talked through because we're adults. Instead of like just ghosting, blocking, and then like after 2 years or many years or whatever, just going ahead and be like, hey, she is wrong, and stuff like that, you know?
Also, real quick, I saw one message by Dark Sovereign about the fact that our relationship was undisclosed. But does that mean that every single person online, because look, let's be honest here, Bloom's...
It wasn't disclosed to the victims.
You have to disclose it to the people you're flirting with, my guy.
You have to disclose it to the people you're flirting with. And you can't lead people on by telling them you'll move away. That's the issue is not that you guys had a rough relationship. That's not the issue here. The issue is that you weren't respectful of people's boundaries and emotions. Play it.
Plays a succubus online. How interesting would it be if, like, I'm just saying, she's a loot tuber. It's less interesting if she has a boyfriend, right? And also, if you get famous online, do you really have to say your whole life how it is? Is that like, are you supposed to be... public property and say everything that's going on in your life, who you're related to, who you're talking to, who you're friends with, what you're like. It's
And real quick, it's like, okay, I get it. You have a brand. You still need to be open and honest with people that you are, quote unquote,
Like, you don't have to
flirting
go
with,
on live and
pursuing a relationship with.
like, you don't have to like be public about your relationship. That you don't have to do that. No one
Mhm.
has to do that. However, you do have to be public about, or you have to do it with like people you're privately flirting with. You got to be honest with them, like saying, hey, don't expect this to go anywhere. I do have a partner, but we are open at the time because we're kind of going through a rough patch. So if something like that was said, then there's no issue. But there was nothing that was said. There was never any indication that you were poly. There was never any indication you were open. Okay.
Mhm. And it's like, this is me speculating, but probably going into these guys' minds, they're probably like, oh, but if I tell somebody, what if they say to other people that I'm in a relationship? Then that just breaks the immersion. So, who cares? What? It's like, yes, brand, money, simps, all that. It's like, integrity is the key thing here. It's like, yes, you have a brand, but you want to make sure that your integrity and your foundation is solid. Truth and honest communication is key here. I don't know, that's too much to ask, apparently. All right, wait.
All right, continue.
it's not everyone's business. She's just doing entertainment, playing
It
video
is
games
about
for people.
It is about
And
when
they
you're
keep
being
saying
flirted
they
with
keep
online.
saying like abuse. Like, how is it abuse if both people were interested into each other and there was a chemistry between them?
Because you didn't consent.
How is that abuse?
You didn't tell us you had a partner for 3
Right.
years.
It's
I
based off a
don't
That's
lie.
understand
how.
this part.
It's based off of a lie.
is
That's
that
how it's
abuse?
abuse. Because it's based off of a lie.
I'm not
So,
saying like
yeah.
I did not break their heart by telling them I'm not interested, or like if I cut things like a lot of them are like they either they ghosted me, or we stopped things, or we just stayed friends. Well, supposing
I ghosted you because I couldn't trust
So-
you.
And also, sure, okay. In a way, devil's advocate, right? You hurt a few people's feelings by flirting with them and that led to nothing. And you made them feel special for a while and all that. They were back and forths and all that. Okay. Also, like, I'm just saying that as someone who is human. And we've all had, like, those weird conversations flirting with other people, right? But, like, personally, me, as someone who tries to spend as little time online as possible, why you don't want to start a witch hunt, but why are you starting a witch hunt? Like,
Okay.
why do people? Why would you
I
post
literally
things
told
out
people not to harass you. I literally told people not to harass you and Blooms. I have said it since the beginning of this stream. I have said it. Do not harass Blooms. Do not harass them. This is not a witch hunt. This is wanting you to take accountability and say you're sorry.
And it's like, he wasn't even really playing devil's advocate either. He was just doing the most softball take ever. And it's like, okay, but like, granted, all of you guys who are my regular viewers, you already know this. I am open and honest with having a boyfriend, Mr. Moose Man, as you guys know him as. And I still have people asking for my feet pics. You really think having a boyfriend is gonna stop people? No.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I fucking talk about Neko publicly all the time. Is that gonna be anybody else asking me what that fucking tongue do? No, it happens.
Did someone say
There's
feet?
nothing
No.
wrong with that. I don't think it's gonna be a negative effect that people know you have a partner as long as the role playness is still there. Like, come on, there's nothing fucking wrong with you telling people you have a partner privately or publicly.
Wait, boyfriend, I
there's
thought
not-
you two were married. No, we're not married yet. One day when the economy isn't so shit and we want to get a house first, Also, feet, please.
Mhm.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Fin pics more like, yes, you can have a picture of my tail.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed
Yeah.
to be a mermaid? How could you have feet pics anyway? Because I peel off the tail. Can we have moose feet pics? No.
That's the joke. I'm pretty sure that's the joke.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like you can be honest about being in a relationship and stuff. And if people like you for your content, they will stick around. If it's the people who will leave who think they can still get something out of you, that will be like, oh, well, I'm not going to watch you anymore, and then leave. No, the
Yeah.
fucking real ones stay.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue.
So
context.
so notes. So pause it real quick. Notes Thorn's comment right there. The big thing for me is saying wasn't expecting a lewd tuber to be uncomfy with pics when sending unsolicited photos when told already in the past to ask for permission first.
Yeah,
Okay, I want you to pay attention to the rest of this stream, and I want you to try to see if she responds to this, to that specific instance where she said wasn't expecting a lewd tuber to be uncomfy with pics.
Don't like just look for stuff that you want in the messages. Of course, people who are butthurt will like, say only bad things. But like I said, if I wanted to crap on someone, I would also look for DMs, ask people, hey, did that person ever talk to you in that way? Send me screenshots of that message. Like, there's people out there doing very actual bad things, and then there are things like this.
How is
that
this
happen,
not actually bad?
I'm just saying, it's just drama. And like, why waste your energy on that? I'm sorry. Like, I'm calming down. I'm just mad.
Also,
man.
like, more than 5 people, right? What about poly? Do you guys like people who are in poly relationship don't like flirt and talk to other people too? And it was not like at the same time.
Again, please. I'm friends with Mrs. Mummy. She flirts with me all the time. I have no issue with that. Because she has my consent.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
the
it's
issue
like
here is you're being led on without consent.
And like with Moose Man and stuff, he knows that I joke flirt with my girly pops and stuff with my self-proclaimed VTuber wives. But it's like that's also, every female VTuber has a harem of VTuber wives because it's just fun. That's the fun of it. There's a difference between that consenting flirting like you and Mummy do, and then what the fuck DeathBl00ms did.
Yeah. Mental abuse is mental abuse is still abuse. I know someone who is an ex-mod who you have done this to when they said they didn't want any sexual and you still pushed it. Why? And then again with Dark Sovereign, I'm referring to the people who were engaging with you on a more deep level, past content creators, and I think you know that. No one cares if she tells her whole audience, we are discussing the people there was more engagement than just content with. Like, the thing is, we're actively discussing the people that were hurt by you, and you're not even acknowledging their feelings. Like, all we wanted was an acknowledgement that what you did was fucked up. But you're gaslighting us and manipulating us into believing that we didn't matter and that it was a nothing burger. If a male content creator did this, they would be canceled. immediately.
Yep, they would have been off the internet by now.
Yeah.
It was not happening at the same time, right? And a lot of them already knew that I was in a complicated relationship. So there's that. And they decided to proceed with it. So it's not like I was forcing it on them.
All right, Emitel, real quick, because I saw you put Sneak Up 2.0. Just so you know, a cuck is a man who invites another man in the bedroom so that he can fuck his girlfriend. That is what a cuck is. A man that derives pleasure out of his partner doing things with someone else in front of them. That's what a cuck is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is Darcy. You sound like a cuck. I'm sorry, bud. If you have to describe what a cuck is, you kind of sound like one. I'm sorry. I don't want to call you a cuck, but that's something you guys should know in the future.
Killer's not gonna call you a cuck, but I will. As soon as you have to do actually, this is what a cuck is. You're a fucking cuck, my guy.
Poly or not, you were making people feel a certain way. Yeah, you were leading them on. I don't care even if you're poly and you're leading people on, it's still fucked up.
At least let everyone else in the polycool know that you're leading someone else on. So at least everybody knows.
Yeah. Because with victim number 2 specifically, I didn't know she was leading them on at the time. I didn't know. I had no fucking clue. And I also had no clue that she had a partner for 3 years.
It's like responses like this is so wild. It's verging on goddamn parody. I hate it.
Yeah.
Right? Two people in a relationship that is extremely rocky, looking for other places because they're not really happy at the moment in their relationship, is not a cuck. So get it right.
Yes. Also, like I did not go ahead and put like in my like out there in my, how do you say that, description, oh, taken or whatever, because like I don't mix my personal life and my work together. And if they really wanted to know, I did say complicated relationship. I did say that.
Another thing, go to the positive for a second. So Rosla, which is like in the center of the chat, up, right above, right there. I am poly. My wife and I are 100% open. You tell people shit.
Yep.
You tell them, hey, this is happening. But you didn't tell any of us. You told some of us, but then you said you would leave Darcy for them.
I have seen so many people use like poly as an excuse for things, and it's like, no, you're using polyamory as a scapegoat. At least say open relationship or your swingers. Something.
Like, like me and my wife are swingers. It's fine. Don't worry. And that's fine as long as everyone's consenting.
Yeah. If it looks like a cuck, sounds like a cuck, chances are it's a cuck.
And look, there's nothing wrong with being a cuck, all right?
Unless you're
as we make jokes, as much as we make fun of cucks, and as much as we make fun of people that are into NTR, if you're into it, more power to you. I'm not here to kink shame, but at least tell the people you're being sexual with first. Because here's the thing, the fucking in a cuck, the partner actually knows most of the time. So, and like the person that's fucking your wife is also knows. That's the problem here. Okay, continue.
Yep.
Who were flirting back did not know about that. They could have asked. They never asked. And like sometimes
I'm gonna pause again
they're
real quick. They could have asked. No. That is on you to disclose that. Is it no okay? Is it normal in a conversation when you are flirting with somebody and stuff? Is it normal for you having to ask, "Oh, hey, even though we're already flirting and all this, do you have a boyfriend?" I don't think that's normal. That is something you need to
that's not
clarify
normal to
beforehand.
ask. No, that's not normal to ask.
That's a conversation you have before you start anything, not after. Oh, it's their responsibility to ask. No, it's not.
Again,
it's not theirs.
This entire time, they have also neglected to mention anything pertaining to sending unsolicited nudes. Still, continue.
Mhm.
actually, some of them, I'm not saying all, some of them are using like banter and changing it into like something else here. Alright, we have a lot of questions to go through. I'm trying to
Yeah,
catch
this
up.
is.
Oh, don't worry about it, Darkman. So Darcy and I, but heads earlier, no secret, but I'm going to do my best to remain respectful here. The issue from anyone who said, hey, stop doing that. And I've had situation where
You're
whether on
lying.
stream or off stream.
Let me pause it.
Yep.
Pause it. I'm gonna read directly from the doc. I'm gonna read Ruin's fucking quote. Didn't want to say anything more on it because I've said something.
Oh, hold on a second.
Before.
I think my OBS crashed.
Oh, hold on.
Hold on. It's saying that it's sending data. Oh, come on, OBS. Why are you like this? Sorry for the. Are you back up?
You still look live. Oh yeah, no, it's frozen. Hold on 1 second.
God damn it.
Okay.
Lately, OBS has been very temperamental. Going to cry.
Yeah, we're back. We're back
Looks
up. We're
back.
back up. It was just buffering.
You know, I am going to. Okay, for those of you that are on Kick, just because it's not my large platform at all, I'm gonna drop streaming from Kick just so more data can go to the other platforms. So if you want to jump to YouTube, go ahead. Because I don't know if it's that me streaming to 4 different platforms. So let me drop that. All right, bye, Kick guys. All right. That's off. That should hopefully help. I don't know why OBS and your been fucking up lately. Guys, just let me know if it goes down at all, because right now it's saying that it is in red.
It looks fine. I'm gonna keep an eye on it though for you. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Sorry. You can continue on.
Okay. Play.
Where the person will say, hey, I'm not comfy with you flirting with me, and I stop directly. It's all about like voicing out stuff. I never impose
pause
on
it. Pause it. Pause
anyone.
it. Pause it. Pause it. Pause it. You had said, and I quote from the document. This is DeathBl00ms words, verbatim. Wasn't expecting a lewd tuber to be uncomfy with sexy pics. That is very dismissive and gaslighty. That is so fucked up.
All right. We can. There you go.
It's just some misunderstanding and out of context shenanigans. Just let it go. Like, we just wanted to like just talk it through and be done with it, because I am not one who's gonna like make a tweet long about it and keep going and on going like on and on and on. Okay.
I'm just saying like, because I saw that a lot in the posts and comments, but calling it sexual assault, this is not what happened. This was a conversation between two adults. From the whole communication, people only said they were uncomfortable with it afterwards.
Pause it. I'm
like
sorry for
when
making you pause a lot. There's just a lot to
fine.
cover here. Dark Zovran. So Zov has a friend whose name is Hatter. I'm not gonna say their ats or whatever. Um, that's not true. I'm sorry, but witnessing you call my friend Little Hat and then refusing to stop until I told you to, and until I told you to cut it out. Yeah, that's not fucking cool. So Zov, oh, what's going on with the stream?
Is it breaking again? Why is it why is it times that I don't usually stream it breaks? Okay, I think we're back.
Okay, cool. Okay. They also never asked for it. Regardless, you don't send without consent or them asking. They never, yeah, Ruin never asked for fucking pics to be sent to him.
Before we continue, I think I might have to restart my OBS. It for Twitch, it will pick up where it was, but on YouTube, I will
Okay, it
have
is
to make a new
crashing. It is
stream.
crashing Twitch. It is crashing Twitch side, apparently.
All right, let me restart the stream and I will redirect people over to the new one for YouTube then. So, I apologize for technical difficulties. Is it really a VTuber stream without scuff? All right. Give me a minute and I will get us back up. I'm so sorry, Killer.
No worries. It happens. It happens.